Do you want to learn how to be a producer, DJ, on-air talent, or influencer? Visit beonair.com and discover a media school that's changing the game. We have 7 campuses across the country, and you can graduate in as little as 8 months. No math or English classes here, just classes that interest you and give you hands-on experience with real-world professionals in the media industry. And there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Stop sleepwalking through life. Show up for your dreams. Visit beonair.com and take the free career assessment. beonair.com.
Tonight, the Madison Blue Stick Marching Band celebrates homecoming by welcoming back former members of the band to relive their glory days one more time. Please welcome the 2025 Madison Blue Streak Alumni Band. Madison Alumni Band is made up of 35 members from the class of 1991 to the class of 2025. I would like to thank former band directors A.J. Moore, Les Church, Joe Serra, Ben Serino, Josh Perez, and Christy May for all the wisdom and musical guidance over the years. Please stand and join us in the playing and singing of the Madison High School alma mater. Joining Natalie and Isabel to conduct our former drum majors, Kayla Meister, Emily Valle, Jonathan Hamill, and Bailey McCandless. Join the Blue Sticks Marching Band in the playing and singing of God Bless America. playing and singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Tonight, J. Wilson Post 112 of the American Legion will be presenting the colors as they have at every regular home game since 1947. The trumpet solo will be performed tonight by senior Natalie Best.
Welcome in, folks. Week 9 of high school football right here on CVC TV. The matchup tonight, it is a rivalry game, and it is for the CVC Lake Division. The home Madison Blue Streaks taking on the visiting Geneva Eagles right here on GreenValleyConference.com. Kyle Cornell, Double A, Anthony Alford with you. As always on the call, Anthony. Going to go on a bit of hiatus after this year with this matchup, but the rivalry just a town over, Geneva, Madison Township here. A beautiful night for high school football here as we approach the mid to late weeks here in October. And this one for all the marbles and for a lot when it comes to playoff seeding and positioning for both of these teams in just a few short weeks.
Yeah, when you think about what is at stake from a playoff standpoint, both in Division III, Region 9, of course, Madison coming in here, both of these teams, they need the win. For Madison, they could lock in perhaps a first-round bye if they get a W here today. Geneva, they're the 9th seed right now coming in, so they need to get a W as well. But you're right, it was hard to even get here because of all the traffic that is here. It's just both of these towns locked in. This is going to be exciting to have this game here today.
There's just so much going on. Let's start with the home Madison Blue Streaks. We mentioned both teams 6-2, 3-0 in the CVC Lake. Madison, though, 4-game win streak, didn't really able to pile up some solid wins, coming off a 38-7 win at Jefferson last week. Of course, big cloud looming over the Blue Streaks program here. Haven't beat Geneva since 2022. And again, talk about this not being a matchup next year with a bunch of free seeding as the Blue Streaks take the field. But this is their last real chance for the foreseeable future to get the job done.
Well, they talked last week after their game, within 2 minutes of last week's game ending, they all said it's Geneva week. Like, this is how big this matchup is. They got the talent to pull this off here today, but my goodness, this is going to be really a toss-up matchup, to be perfectly honest. Is how are those kids thinking between the years, Kyle? That's really just going to be the key today.
Well, they're facing a Geneva Eagles team, also 6-2, 3-0 in that CVC Lake, and coming off a 56-point game against Lakeside last week. But again, Coach Dom Shinsky, before the game, talking to him a little bit, he said, no, this is disheartening. He played in this rivalry. He's coaching this rivalry now for the past number of years. The fact that these communities are so close-knit and this is a real friendly, great game that he loves. To see this kind of reshuffling going on in the CVC, love to bring in more members, talking about the Chardons and those people, but kind of sad not to be able to have the Blue Streaks on the schedule next week. Going to take advantage of the matchup tonight, though, AA, because he knows that Madison has a quarterback at number 10 back there in Will Randall that can sling the ball maybe better than almost anyone in the CVC.
Yeah, you're talking about the delivery. Watched him on the field pregame. This is our first chance seeing him in person this season. But we had a couple of their games last year, and Will Randall was a beast last year. Talking to people comfortable. He has immensely got better this year as a senior quarterback. He is locked in and ready. He has one of the best deliveries of the football you're going to see out of any quarterback in this conference.
A couple of injury notes, too, for the Madison Blue Streaks. James Poe and Parker Johnston both out. Johnston's been out this week 5 with an ACL injury. Poe has mono. Tough way to miss this game, unfortunately. Hopefully James can get better as they get closer here to the postseason. But this one is the big one for the CVC Lake Division. Next closest team, Edgewood, kind of hanging out at 500. This is pretty much for the division championship. Both teams have division games next week, but the way the standings and the way the schedule is shaked out, this is going to be for all the marbles tonight.
The ultimate key for this game for both of these teams is the defenses. The offenses, both of these guys are explosive. If you haven't watched Geneva all year, you might see one pass attempt all game. Like, they're going to run the football. It's going to be a matter of, can Madison stop them defensively in that situation all game long?
And Don Geffard going to line up the kickoff here for Madison. He's obviously talking about catching Will Randall before the game on the sideline, throwing the football. Going to wait to see him a little bit later in this first quarter, but we've had a chance to see Geneva earlier this year, and that was maybe possibly one of the best games we've had on CVC TV. That game against Hawken that went down to the wire. You know, different guys to watch out for. Coach Gilligan saying, hey, we have 3 different guys, and Caden Proy, Bryce Pete, and Ricky DePetta they got to watch. Going to be bobbled and picked up by Geneva, going to be down. So a good response there. Dylan Burlingham able to fall on that ball and keep it. And now Geneva going to have that first possession here in the first quarter.
You always talk about with rivalry games, this being week 9, they both know what this week is. As always, how's the ball going to bounce? You want clean deliveries and always start with special teams as well. But this is Geneva here where no matter who they hand the football off to, running the ball, you got to account for everyone in the backfield.
Caden Proy, a fantastic season. Bryce Pete, one of the league leaders, I should say, in rushing yards. First down. DePetta in motion. It's going to be a keeper, though, up the middle. Proy lowers his shoulder, still working his way through, and eventually down near the first down marker. Solid 8 to 9 yards for Proy on the first play from scrimmage.
And what's amazing is Caden Proy, he is not listed as quarterback. Somebody has to play the quarterback position for Geneva. But coming into this game, 18 touchdowns, nearly 800 yards coming into this game. A lot of that on the ground.
And we saw the impact someone like Ricky DePetta can make. That's going to be a handoff on the right side, working his way through, lowering his shoulder. Near midfield, that's where they'll go down. A solid carry to the outside by Davis. Another one of those running backs you're going to see throughout the game tonight.
Yeah, one of many, right? Owen Davis, number 12. He has 7 touchdowns in his own right this season. We even saw a little bit of his impact earlier in the year.
Well, DePetta had 4 rushing touchdowns in the game against Hawken. He's had 6 for the season, so his big impact came in that game. The speed threat, we know obviously what Bryce Pete, number 5, and the white and red can do. It's an early first down at midfield for Geneva. Being called the offsides there. It's a handoff to Pete on the left side. He's working his way to the edge and gets swung down after a gain of about 3 to 4 yards. Solid tackle in the open field. And was Sam Crosby who got there. Or I should say rather Chase White.
Yeah, Chase White made a great play. You do not want Pete to turn up. Turn up the field, turn that corner. You got to get him on the side. Maybe Madison got away with the offsides a little bit there. That's something you got to be careful with. But communication is huge defensively.
It was so hard to stop this team. And Geneva averaging 46+ points per game. Handoff is the left side to DePetta. He's near the first down. I should say rather, he only got about a yard or 2.
Yeah, like right by the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so that was a good job. DePetta had a hole and just got swallowed up by Madison's defense there. Instead, now it's going to be 3rd down and about 6.
Well, that's the beauty of like prepping for this matchup. You got so much film now. But this is going to be interesting case here on this 3rd down. How can this defense handle?
Pete in motion. Proy going to pass, throws middle high. It's caught. That's a great catch through the middle and a first down for Geneva. Gain of about 8. They needed 6. Great catch by Davis, and he moves the chains.
Yeah, he did a great job. And again, we do joke that Geneva almost exclusively runs the ball. They have the ability to put it in the air, and those guys, they could deliver.
And Proy, an athlete, 6'1", nearly 200 pounds. And he's got an arm on him, too. Geneva keeping the drive alive. First down inside the 40-yard line of Madison. Maybe a handoff up the middle. Pete, he's still working his way through. Pete still pushing forward and eventually going to go down. Past the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. Should be near a first down. They're going to wave it through, I believe, for an Eagles first down.
Can I just stress again for those who have not watched Geneva football this year, I mean, this young man, senior, 5'10", 215 pounds, that's what's listed. I think he's bigger than that, honestly, like the upper body. And he looks stronger than even when we had him a month ago.
The fun part for a long time, listed as a fullback, too. Just the way Geneva plays. Boy, going to keep it. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to get stopped. Great job by Madison's defense. A couple different players out there, including Mason Nusker, able to get the stop. The defensive end who got to the outside and cut off Proy.
That was excellent across the board by Madison's defense, because if Pete actually would have had the ball, he would have been covered too. So great job just working down the line. Linebackers and safeties communicating. Excellent job defensively.
Almost got a plan for 2 to 3 different people to get the ball on each possession that way. If you can do that, it's a tall task because you're trying to take away one thing usually, but so far Madison just trying to hang on here. Keep it for Proy, left side. He's going to get brought down again. Maybe a gain of about 3 to 4. Now a third down on the way.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you also got to be mindful too of potential counters. You know, that Geneva obviously has the ability to run, but defensively, this is what you want. But we do have a stoppage for an injury.
It was the player that made the tackle on the stop there, number 55, that being Gavin Modigner, who's going to jog gingerly off the field here.
And he made a great effort on the play. He did an excellent job there on the play, but you see how physical this game is.
Under 8 minutes to go already in this first quarter. A long opening drive for the Eagles. Faced with another third down, this one at about 6 to 7 yards. Last time in this spot they passed. Proy this time under center, gonna turn, he's gonna keep it. Proy rolling out, stepping up. He's under pressure. Proy rolling to the right side, throws, back foot, it's a jump ball, and it's incomplete.
Wow, what a play.
Took a shot to 42, that's Dominic Palmisano, who's the tight end, and could not pull it in on a jump ball. 4th and 6 on the way in decision time for Coach Shimsky.
And Tyler Eiley, number 2, did a great job breaking that up defensively. He was questionable coming in to this game. He's a two-way starter, but he did a great job breaking that up.
Good job by Eiley to do that. Now 4th down and 6. Long 6 yards here, and it looks like Geneva, the way they're coming out, maybe going for this one.
As they should. I mean, this is going to be your chasing points the entire game, both teams.
You have Zachary McKinney on the roster as a kicker, but still going to go for it. Proy again in the shotgun, dropping back to pass. Proy looking, plenty of time. Going to roll out to the right side, still looking. Throws across his body, back and incomplete. And a flag comes in late.
Yeah, late flag.
Very late flag. There's great coverage on the outside by Anthony Talenko, the junior, and we'll see what the official ruling is.
I don't know I don't think that should not be passive. It shouldn't be.
No.
It looks like that's what's going to be called.
And it is, and that should move the chains. So on.
Let's watch the replay, Kyle.
Plenty of time for Proy double A in the backfield there to have his time, look around.
Oh my God, Pete had a great block.
And throws off the back foot. I don't know if there's much there.
That's not a penalty.
Was on his back, but not really affecting until the last second.
Unless something happened away from the ball.
No, it was on that play there. He lost the ball. It's down, but I believe Proy fell on it. Yeah, Proy able to pick up the ball immediately. That's good awareness by Proy, but they're going to have to move backwards here. There was 1st and goal inside the 10. Now the ball going to get moved out to about the 11.
Well, this is where your Geneva, your Proy, your senior leadership, hey, we still got the ball. You still got it. Relax, calm down, and just operate the offense.
Now 2nd down, 11 yards to go. DePetta in motion. A run to DePetta on the left side. And he'll get a short gain to about the roughly 6 to 7 yard line.
But if you're Geneva, your goal offensively, and what Madison has to do defensively, you're relying on your tailbacks. Can they turn up the field? The job of Madison's defense is to prevent them from turning up the field. Keep going sideways.
Well, 3rd down and goal from the 6. Corey again under center. The turn, he is going to get blown up. Both of them back there. Pete still has the football, and he's going to go down to the 15-yard line. He got the ball on the handoff. Wow, that was a crazy play. Poor able to get the ball out and get it to Pete in that spot where they got blown up in the backfield. Take your pick, but Patrick Clark was back there.
And the officials let it play out, but it didn't matter because Madison's defense was on it. Pete gave up the ball out of bounds as well. So a huge stop, and I believe this time here, Kyle, you're going to get the field goal unit for Geneva.
Yeah, so field goal opportunity here for number 9, Zachary McKinney, the sophomore. They'll line it up, snap good, hold, kick on the way. It is up, it's got plenty of distance, and it is no good. Wide to the left, McKinney can't get it through with 5:22 to go in the first quarter. On their half-quarter drive, no points for Geneva. Madison and Geneva still tied at 0 right here on CVC TV. And of course, the presenting sponsor for us here on CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Drs. Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Joe Weber. They handle everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. What a great stand for Madison AA, forcing the field goal attempt, and it's a miss.
That drive had everything. I mean, you want to talk about drama. That drive has everything. Now, Geneva defensively, their pass defense has to be on point.
Will Randall and company taking it over. First down, it's a run up the middle. Not much there.
Is there a room over there or no?
For Peyton Berman, number 14, gets his first carry of the game. Missy Berman. And a few others in the backfield today. Patrick Clark will be a receiver and also maybe get some carries as well. And of course, we know what Randall can do throwing that football.
Yes, we do. You know definitely how he can deliver. This is a more balanced offense compared to what you're going to see from Geneva.
Second down to throw. A little past the outside. Incomplete, was going for Berman. No dice, great coverage on the outside there. And you're going to hear some names again. Owen Davis on the coverage there in the flat. Going to bring up 3rd down.
And defensively, Geneva has to be on point as far as their spots. Real Randall does an excellent job. I saw it at pregame. His throws, his passing is sharp. It's going to get to the target very, very quickly. Defensively, you got to be in the right spot and get the hands in the way of the receivers.
6'4", 215-pound senior. 3rd down and 10. Randall going to drop back to pass. Under pressure. Throws. It is near the sideline and incomplete. Can't bring the ball in. It's a little bit short. I believe they were going for a Bergman there, and that's going to be 4th down and 10.
Yeah, and that go-around, ball did not have enough air, maybe aimed a little bit too low and it sailed, and the receiver wasn't able to break over to the sideline quick enough, and a 3-and-out.
Punt the football away, right back to Geneva. Short possession. Time, good punt, a lot of height. It's going to be a fair caught. And it's going to be touchdown just past midfield, still on the Geneva side of the field, around the 46, 47-yard line. That's where the Eagles will take it back over. So a very short possession for Madison AA on that first drive. No yards gained. Randall, 2 incompletions. Geneva still feels like they have the momentum even despite the missed field goal.
They do, you know, and with Geneva offensively, they're in sync. Madison, you know, not in sync in that first opening drive. But credit Geneva's defense, you know, for containing the running attack, 2-way starters. You mentioned Davis, and then not able to get things going on the passing game.
All right, 1st down and 10. Geneva second possession. First one, they went for a field goal, couldn't get it. Handoff to Petta. He's going to break through. DePetta working the left side. He's still on his feet. DePetta going to get torn down near the 25-yard line, just past maybe. What a run by Ricky DePetta in the open field. A huge gain in Geneva with a big spot.
And he was the second guy. Oh, look at that. Great work there by the quarterback to kind of turn, and DePetta came on the opposite side. And great response for Geneva.
Big first down for the Eagles. It'll be The handoff, and Pete got blown up right at the line. Great job by Madison's front there to stop Pete from getting no gain. He's got 4 carries for 4 yards in this first quarter.
I believe that was Cameron Mullen there making the tackle. And the key is defensively, I shouldn't say this because we're announcers. We're supposed to catch where the football is every single time.
It could be tough.
But defense needs to check it. Otherwise, it's going to be big scores.
Second down. Be a keeper. Proy going to run the football. He's going to get spun down and brought down. Great coverage. Couple different players in there. Nusker was in there as well as Montninger, who's back into the game.
And defensively, Madison did a great job. Their defensive ends, they stayed home. That is so important when you're facing an offense like Geneva that has multiple options. You got to keep somebody home. Did a great job.
Well, another third down and long on the way. And Madison's defense force a fourth. Proy in the shotgun, gonna pass. No, he runs out with a good fake. Proy throws, it's up top, and it is in the air. Incomplete, it falls to the ground. Both teams struggling a bit in the passing game now, and fourth down and long on the way. Decision time again for Coach Shimsky.
Well, you know what, though? I'll say this. Madison defensively is handling business. I mean, this is a very complicated offense you're going up against, and the guys are well coached coming in, great game plan, somebody staying home. You know, Geneva beats you if you're undisciplined, and this is not an undisciplined team.
After the missed field goal, they're going to go for it here on 4th and 10. Proy dropping back the pass, facing the pressure, little screen pass, he's hit, and it's incomplete. Great coverage on the screen. Even if he caught that ball, he had Montninger waiting for him, and Madison forces a turnover on downs.
And that's great coaching defensively and knowing the game plan, because at every level, somebody stayed where they was at. It was very easy to overcommit defensively. That did not happen, and they forced the turnover.
Hey, Greeny Sports Cards, the largest producer of sports cards trading shows in Northeast Ohio, has 5 locations and growing. Their next show, mark a calendar, November 28th, Black Friday, first time ever at the Woodside Event Center in Broadview Heights. And you can see all their shows to go to greenysportscards.com. That's greenysportscards.com. Again, November 28th, mark your calendars. First down for the Blue Streaks. They'll pass the outside. That one complete. Randall's first of the game, and it's going to be a first down. Solid catch and run to the outside.
Yeah, Clark did a great job, Patrick Clark, and that was a great throw. That time, unlike the first drive, the ball was placed right at the numbers. That's exactly where you want it. If you're a quarterback, great pitch and catch, get in the first down.
Great route from Clark, too. He's had a great season to this point. First down of the quarter. This Blue Streaks offense. Randall, again, quick pass inside. That one's caught. Got about 5 to 6 yards. Pete was there on the stop. That's Gavin Mayfield who made the catch. Now some momentum for Madison.
And again, just easy dunks. You know, just getting down the field. Again, second play in a row where Randall placed that ball exactly where it needed to be at the numbers towards his receivers.
Second down and 5. Getting closer to midfield of the Blue Streaks now. Randall again, quick pass outside. It is. I think he got it. Good catch on the outside by Clark, and it forced a third and short here.
Man, and that's a tough play to make. I mean, that is tough just to get back again. It's on a grass field, so it's, you know, your cleats got to be on point. You know, with this being week 9, in most cases it hasn't rained yet, as we talked last week. So, you know, so you're pretty safe with that.
Approaching a minute and a half to go in this first quarter. Madison getting some momentum now in the offensive end. Can they convert this third down and short near midfield?
Get a sneak in here?
Yeah, it looks like it was going to be a tush push play, but instead it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and that's going to be a first down. Solid run up the middle for the Blue Streaks, and they'll move the chains.
And it looked like a defender actually tackled the Madison player forward to get the first down.
And Talenko was able to just lower his shoulder and get through, and got more than enough. 3 to 4 yards. First down at midfield for the Blue Streaks. Handoff, right side, good move through, but great job by Geneva's defense to seal the edge. Short game for Berman there. Got about 4.
But you know what? You want to keep Geneva's defense honest. You know, that's why you run that. You know, a 4-yard gain, a decent gain for them. You know, Madison more balanced.
Remember the last time Madison won this game, 2022, 13-7 was the final score. They don't mind low scoring in the situation. Berman carry right side. He's going to get brought down. Another short gain of about 3. Going to force a 3rd and short on the way.
Yeah, he's one of the guys, that's one of the leaders. Of course, on the ground, coming in, 854 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns. He is also a threat in the air, too.
Saw Randall look his way the very first pass attempt of the game. Since that 0-for-2 start, Randall's completed 3 straight. 10 seconds to go in the quarter, maybe time for one more play for the Blue Streaks. Quick pass, little sidearm shot. It's great. It's to Clark, and it's a first down to the 30-yard line. 13 yards and move the chains for the Blue Streaks.
Great read offensively, and great read by Will Randall to identify Clark over slam. Great play call.
That is going to be the end of the first quarter. We're right where we started, 0-0 here on CVC TV. Madison and Geneva tied up here at the beautiful Blue Streak Memorial Stadium inside of course, Dick Hamblin Field. These two teams, as we mentioned, this is going to be it for a little bit, Double A. They're going to be going their separate ways after this season with the realignment of the conferences in the CVC. So a great chance to get a great rivalry game, and obviously both sides here. This place as close to a sellout as you can imagine. There's fireworks, there's so much going on.
Yeah, there's if you want to just come here just to sit, that's not happening.
You may have to stand. Yeah.
you may have to, but you're right though. Talking about like what this rivalry means, we've missed out on this game for a couple of years. So to get this thing back on our end is huge, and these are 2 of the top teams, of course, for the Lake Division and the playoffs. This is crazy. That was a well-played first quarter by both teams.
Yeah, it was kind of bend don't break for both sides in that first frame. And now Madison got some momentum. Finally, the offense started to move the ball down the field here. Speaking of which, we're back on the field, so it's time to start the second quarter. Randall getting the instructions from the sideline. First down, going to be a handoff inside. Not much to go for Berman through the middle. Maybe got a yard of that.
Yeah, defense did a great job reading. They're kind of collapsing that pocket. Geneva, we talked defensively when we had them earlier in the season. Their linebackers, their D-line, they're studs. It's so hard to run the football against them, any team.
Geneva's been able to show that for multiple years. Both these teams always seem to be around in the playoff picture, playing great football, especially when we get to the October months and into November too. Second down, quick handoff up the middle. Solid move past the 25 down to the 24-yard line. Oh, carry for Talenko again through the middle. I'll tell you what, Anthony Talenko, 5'10", 180 pounds, playing more like a fullback there, just getting a quick carry and a solid 5-yard gain.
Yeah, he did a great job. And that's in the trenches at this point, center between the guards. That's huge. Got a big third down coming up.
Third about 3. Quick pass, little slant. It is caught by Clark. He's still going, still rolling through, and he's in! 24 yards, a quick slant. And Patrick Clark gets the first 6 points.
Watch this, and just how quickly Randall can get the ball off. It was a tad bit behind, but Clark is a big guy who was able to get in the end zone after initial contact. What a score for Madison.
24 yards to the house. 6-0 Madison. We're just waiting. It was a matter of time before the offense was able to start moving the football down. And they're going to attempt this extra point. Took only a minute and 10 seconds into the second quarter before Madison was able to get into the end zone.
You knew it was going to happen at some point.
Snap a little high, hold down, kick on the way is up. It is good.
Ooh, off the scoreboard, Kyle.
We'll take that. Some power on that kick. 7-0 to score. 10:50 to go in this first half right here on CVC TV. Hey, transform your property with a fence from R&T Fence Company. Family owned for over 36 years. They provide top-notch fence installation services all across Northeast Ohio. Specializing in residential, commercial, and industrial fencing, they offer a wide range of options, including aluminum, vinyl, wood, and chain link. Call 330-626-5170 for a free estimate or visit rtfence.com. Whether you need a new fence or a custom gate, trust the experts at RT Fence to deliver quality and professionalism. That's rtfence.com, your fencing solution.
Yeah, phenomenal score. And again, after that first drive, Randall was found the perfect spot to throw the football. Now, if he watch films tomorrow, he'll probably tell me, maybe the ball kind of could have been a little bit more ahead. But Clark Strong, leading receiver, getting the touchdown. I mean,
Tell you
what
what,
a score.
It's a results business. Clark was able to keep his head down, and 5'11", 170-pound senior receiver, and just push through. He was blanketed on the coverage, too. Just took the defender with him for about 10 yards, then was able to clear through and get in for 6. Extra point was good, and Madison holds the lead.
But that's also why you want a slick jersey, too. You know, somebody gets on, you want to be able to just get that thing off.
Line drive kick. Taken in just inside the 20. Turn for Geneva is going to get stopped right around the 33. There's some forward progress at the end of it, but not much more on the return for Davis, and that's where Geneva's offense will take back over. Both times they'll be able to get deep into Madison territory, but of course the first attempt, a missed field goal, the second attempt, a turnover on downs from Madison with some great pass defense, and now Geneva's looking for answers.
Yeah, defensively Madison's been locking in the red zone. I mean, that's been the thing, but you know, Geneva power football, you got to be able to handle that. Geneva's been successful with some of the counters, some of the misdirections. You know, Madison's going after Geneva offensively at first attack, and they're staying home, so you got to kind of combat that.
Well, we'll see if the Eagles have a response here. Down 7-0 early in the second quarter. Handoff Pete up the middle. He's going to try and bounce it to the outside, but I'll tell you what, Madison right there. The great stop. That was Mason Nusker. Boy, we called his name a bunch of times. Holding Pete till essentially no gain.
He did a great job. And defensively, they all did a great job. Geneva's got to find a way, and it's not their identity. They got to find a way to get those big guys somehow to the outside.
Well, Nusker, 6'3", 230-pound defensive end, a junior. Could be handoff. Davis working his way to the right side. Davis turns upfield. He's going to cut it back. Davis working his way through and eventually going to go down near the 40-yard line. Looking for someone else to step up, and that was Owen Davis with a huge run.
That's how you get to the outside. That's really what you got to do. Watch this. You almost overcommit with blockers right there. Great blocking up front there across the board. Rick DePetta was one of the guys that got a big block, number 22. Geneva moving on the first down.
First down again. Going to be a handoff, left side. Nowhere to go. Torn down. Huge tackle right there. Cameron Mullen just pulling down DePetta for no gain.
Mullen's having a game. I mean, he's just number 77. Pulled him down.
And the senior just not wasting any time. Not letting DePetta use the wheels to get to the outside. Second down and 10. And this is something that Coach Gilligan talked about, trying to limit the big plays. Even though you kind of figure they're going to come on the ground from Geneva, you still just want to make sure you can keep those in check. But Davis was able to get over a big one before. Now Pete with the carry to the outside, cutting back in. Bryce Pete lowering his shoulder and going to go down after a gain of maybe 4.
You see the strategy, Kyle, though, with Geneva getting to the outside or attempting to get to the outside. You're almost overcommitting with blockers on the outside. You saw the bunch formation at the top. That's what they're going to have to do, because in the middle, between the tackles, Madison's defense is handling business.
Yeah, Mullen was there on the stop again, so now third down and about 6. Davis in motion, Proy with a keeper up the middle. He's got room. Caden Proy turns the left side, still on his feet. Proy breaking towards the sideline. It's a foot race to the end zone, and Proy is in. 44 yards. Caden Proy finds the left side, inside out, 4-6, and we're an extra point away from a tie ball game.
So watch this. Now, after a few plays of committed to the outside, Proy just goes right up the gut. One missed tackle, stays on his feet, and this young man has speed. This senior, 6'1", 195 pounds. When he gets to second level, good luck. Points on the board.
Yeah, Zachary McKinney going to lap the extra point. He missed the field goal earlier from a little bit further away than this distance. Snap down, kick on the way. This one is up, and it is good. So don't blink. 7-7. Both teams scoreless in the first. They both score a touchdown in the first 3.5 minutes and maybe a little less here on CVC TV. Well, if you have an unwanted guest in your home, contact Alpha Animal Removal. As a double ace fair fact about our friends over at Alpha Animal Removal. They specialize in the humane removal of bats. Yeah, that's the thing in Northeast Ohio, bats. They also seal your home to help prevent animal entry of any kind. That's the good news, too. Well, to boot, they also clean, remove, and sanitize your attic and replace insulation after animals have infested it. So if you've already had the problem, they'll take care of that for you, too, and make sure they don't come back. Go to alphaanimalremoval.com to solve your bat and or any entry problem you weren't really planning for originally, because let's be honest, it can happen.
Yeah. Nobody plans to have bats in their home.
No.
I mean, but they take care of it.
Listen.
You should plan for Alpha Animal Removal to take care of it if they do enter your home.
I'm all for spooky season, but I don't want actual bats.
No.
I want the fake ones I can buy from like Party City or something like that.
No, we keep spooky season to the 13 nights of Halloween.
The 13 nights of Halloween.
That ABC Family reference, ladies and gentlemen.
My goodness.
Oh, it's not called that anymore?
I don't even know.
What an elite level football game so far here. I mean, did you like that transition?
I did. It was great. Be a kickoff. It's going to be fielded at about the 10. Here comes Madison. Clark has the ball, working back at the middle. Clark starting on his feet, getting past the 35, down to about the 36, 37. So good starting field position for Will Randall. And this Blue Streaks offense, fresh off that touchdown drive that was capped off by a 24-yard catch and run for a touchdown by Clark from Randall. Now, boy, how can they keep momentum against this Geneva defense? Just probably feeling a little bit more positive after they were able to get 7 points in their own run.
Keep up with high percentage plays, right? With work with Madison was quick slants off of the side. I wonder if Geneva's going to have a linebacker shield off with Clark, number 4, on the outside. Don't leave him man-to-man. But until that adjustment's made, you keep it going right at Clark, number 4.
Top of your screen there, first down, going to be a handoff inside. Not much going on. Bourbon got maybe 2, possibly 3. They're going to say about roughly 2.5 yards.
But, and that's key, too, is like these linebackers, as far as run stoppers, they're right there. It's tricky, too, because in most cases, you're probably not going to get a big play on the ground, but you still got to run those plays and keep the defense honest.
Hey, 7 passes, 7 rushes in this first half. 8th rush, that's going to be spun down after a gain again of about 2 more. Gave Bourbon 3 on the previous play, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 5 on the way for this offense.
So right here defensively on this 3rd down, I would imagine maybe one of the linebackers is kind of, let's see where 4 lines up. It's going to be at the bottom of the screen. That's Patrick Clark at the bottom here. Are you going to see Brody Ham, number 4, for Geneva, kind of shield over to have a second guy on Clark?
And shifting over, getting some protection on his left. That ball is tipped and incomplete. That's a tough task because Will Randall's 6'4" back there throwing the football, but great job by the Geneva defensive line to knock it down. 4th down on the way, and here comes the punt unit.
But you know what, though? I see on that defensive line for Geneva a few guys that's, 5'11", 6 foot even. You get your arms up, you can bat the ball down, which is what they did, and that's what the Eagles needed.
They broke a string of 5 straight completions for Randall, and now 4th and 5 going to lead to a punt. Plenty of time. That one almost got blocked, but it's a solid kick down the right side. It's going to go over the head, and he's going to go back down and inside the 15-yard line. A solid punt. They're going to mark the ball down for what it looks like at the 6-yard line. I don't know if it's going to be there, but we'll see where they officially mark this.
Might be this is going to be the 6 or 7 yard line.
Still inside the 10. That's a great punt from where you were.
And I don't know.
Yeah, we'll call it the 6.5.
6, 7. We'll call it
We'll
that.
split the difference.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We'll do it. Again, Pete's going to kill us in the truck.
Yeah, find that graphic, Pete.
That'll be clipped at the end of the season highlights.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, both defenses stepping back up now after a couple touchdowns. Geneva going to try and respond on the offensive end, but they've got some work to do on their own 7. First down, handoff right side. It's Proy who got the carry. Got to about the 10-yard line, so 3 yards for Proy.
So again, the offensive strategy has shifted. Now it's more of like I would say like 5-1 plays on the outside running the ball, but then they want to get that big run up the middle, which Boyd did at the previous drive for the score.
Yeah, he's been able to, if you can get inside out, that's been one of the keys for Geneva. We've seen when they've been able to score touchdowns with big plays, work through the tackles, then find your way to the outside. Maybe a keeper up the middle. Solid run to the right side. He's got room breaking through. It is a foot race. Pete kept the ball. He took the snap.
It's going to be up to Clark.
He's still going. Pete's still dip-toeing the sideline. He breaks through, and he's in.
Wow.
90 yards. Bryce Pete took the snap and went the distance.
That is crazy. I mean, you're going to see here, again, just get the second level. It's done. And I don't care, no matter what, that's a tough ask when you got Pete in the open field.
A couple players had a shot, including Tyler Alley at the end, but could not chase down Pete. He had 6 carries for 8 yards before that one. Now he's got 98 yards and a touchdown. That's the 90-yard run. Snap good. Kick on the way is up, and it is good. 14-7 the score. Geneva with an exclamation point to take their first lead of the ball game right here on CVC TV. Well, if you're looking to break into the exciting world of broadcasting, film, or digital media, the Ohio Media School in Cleveland, offering hands-on training in TV and radio broadcasting, audio production, sports broadcasting, and more. Their real-world approach, taught by industry professionals, ensures your job ready in just about 8 months. Located conveniently over in Valley View, their Cleveland campus is your gateway to a rewarding career in media. Visit beonair.com to start your journey today. That's beonair.com.
I mean, Pete came into this game over 1,400.
No, now he's over 50.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. That's crazy.
17th rushing touchdown of the season for Pete, who's been phenomenal for this club for a couple years now. They've been able to really utilize him great. And this time, again, taking the snap as the quarterback in the situation. They've been running Proy off because he's had success today on the ground in his own right. And this is one of the things that Coach Gilligan told us before the game. We got to stop the big plays on the ground. You don't see it too much with the pass. They can, but it's those big rushing plays when they have a lot of space in front of them. And Pete just broke multiple tackles. And again, not the quickest player out there, but definitely one of the more resilient ones to get off those tackles and make plays.
His stride makes it tough too, Kyle. It really does.
Solid kicking to be taken at the 5. Comes Berman. He's working his way through, and he's going to get brought down just short of the 30.
And real quick, Kyle, just an observation. You might have seen it in between getting ready for the kickoff. There's the student section on Geneva's side. They had a big Pete sign, and I believe I saw over 3,800 something. That might have been his career rushing total here in high school. So that's a pretty cool shout out.
The ball plays just on the 30-yard line, so they gave Berman that mark, and that's where Randall and this offense will take back over. Now trailing in the ball. First down. Be a handoff inside and nowhere to go. Geneva's D-line standing strong. Chase Cinco, senior, number 50, one of the multiple white jerseys that made the stop.
I understand why that play call was made. I mean, defensively, you're probably anticipating, defensively, like, hey, they're down, they're going to air it out, and you have a look ready to go. But Geneva was ready.
Second down, long 10 to almost 11 for Randall and company. And a ball out to his left against his body. Randall throws, sidearm, over the head of his intended receiver. Looking for Clark on the outside. Now it's going to bring up third down and long.
And you might have saw there, I think Pete, number 5, shielded over in that area of Clark. I think you can see more of that. You're going to see a second guy on Patrick Clark.
Now Clark did shade down and had an opening. Randall almost had too good of an arm there. He threw it just over his head. Third and a long 10 on the way. This Madison offense. And you can feel the game starting to shift a little bit with Geneva after Madison had that touchdown to start this second quarter. Fake pitch throw, a little slant over the middle. And in and out of the hands of Clark. Cross through. Davis was right there.
They tried with the play fake, and it just came hot. That's just what it was.
5 for 10 now in the game, 60 yards in that touchdown. But 3 straight incompletions for Randall, and it's going to lead to a 4th down and another punt for this Madison offense. A great punt last time, trying to pin it back deep again. This one's off the foot. Working its way, going to bounce to 35, take a bounce for Madison, and it will stop at the 29 of Geneva, and that's where the Eagles will take it back over again, coming off 2 big touchdown runs double way. It started with Caden Proy. He had that 44-yard run when they had gotten just past midfield 2 drives ago on last drive. Bryce Pete taking the direct snap, little play action fake, and he just took off down the right seam to the right sideline for 90 yards and a score. How does Madison's defense recover now after a tough couple of drives in a row?
Who do you start with, right? I mean, defensively, like, accounting for 5. Cool, great. Davis has also broken out. I mean, you have other guys, so they almost, again, have to overcommit between the tackles.
Going to be a handoff, Proy right side to Davis. This time he's going to get stopped after a gain of maybe 2.5, almost 3 yards. And you made the point, Double A, yeah. I mean, right now, Davis 3 carries, 36 yards. DePetta 4 for 34. Proy 757 and a touchdown, and we know obviously Bryce Pete 7 for 98 and a touchdown, including that 90-yard run earlier this quarter. It's tough because they have 4 different guys that can hit you at any given point, in any given play. Turn, it's going to be handoff. Davis again working his way through. I should say DePetta rather, who dove through.
You might get
a flag came in late. Right down near the 1st down marker was DePetta, who got the carry. We'll see what the official call is here. Usually when it's behind the play like that, it is a hold, but we'll see.
Yeah, everyone's doing that walk backwards.
Geneva knows.
It's one of the most awkward walks in sports.
Yeah, there it is. It is confirmed a hold on Geneva, so let's move it back 10 yards.
Like when you're walking back before the penalty's announced because you know what the penalty is, like it's very awkward.
Well, I mean, you can tell too. Normally, when you're on the field, the players can hear what the officials are saying.
Yeah, you can hear it. They usually make the call before they announce it to the crowd.
They kind of just make sure everyone's on the same page. That's why you see some officials huddle up sometimes to do that.
Linebackers cannot get sucked in. That's where I'm a little bit concerned with Madison's side of things.
Pete going to take the pitch. He's going to pass. Pete taking a launch. Right side. It's thrown up. It's incomplete. Great coverage on the back end. Alley with a great knockdown as Pete took a shot down the right seam. 3rd down and 17 on the way for Geneva's offense. Great job at Madison's defense.
Yeah, great job by, and he was alert there as well, like just getting the hands up. He didn't collapse with the receiver, to cost the PI penalty. So great defense there on that play.
Schnelly, who was a game time decision essentially today. We weren't sure if he was going to play or not, making plays now for the secondary of the Blue Streaks, and another big opportunity to try and force a punt and get some good field position and get back into this game if you're the Blue Streaks here. Proy dropping back to pass, going to take a shot down the right side. He's got a receiver streaking, and it's out of his reach, incomplete. DePetta was there, nobody was on him, and Proy just couldn't get the ball into the hands of Ricky DePetta. 4th down on the way.
That might be looked at as a turning point in this game, depending on what happens, because if that connection was made, he's gone. That's a score.
We've seen DePetta's speed. Yeah, if he's able to get his feet under him with that catch, it's going to be tough to bring him down in the open field. And Proy just a little bit too much on it.
Is that the break that Madison finally needed there defensively?
Proy is the punter for Geneva, so always got to be wary when your quarterback is your punter. And his ability to run the football, that's why you see Madison bringing a few other players up, and late sub coming in.
They might be short of a player.
I think Geneva's going to take a timeout here. And they're going to need that to get things corrected. You saw a player running late, but it was so late into the game clock there, they probably had to call that. 4.5 minutes and some change to go. It's 14-7 Eagles, but Madison, the defense, playing big on this past draw double A. And right now, feels like the game is kind of right here. It's balancing back and forth. Who's going to take that big shot? Madison's in position to do so.
Well, Madison offensively has to take that big shot, on the passing thing, and that's something that they're going to have to do. Now, defensively, Madison caught a break because, again, that should have been a score. I mean, just, not being able to connect there in the open receiver. So that's huge. In football, you need sometimes the breaks to go your way. But, man, you're right. This is an elite-level football game, and it's going to be a matter of, you know, from this point going forward, who's going to make the least amount of mistakes.
Who can make those big plays when it matters most. Talking about, of course, second half. But right now is a big opportunity for the Blue Streaks, too. Alley back to return the punt from Proy. He'll boot it away. It's going to be a fair catch near the 47-yard line of Madison. Good job by Alley to corral that one in. It was a bit of a wobbler. Nevertheless, that's where the Blue Streaks take over. Near midfield, and an opportunity for Will Randall in this offense to get moving. But it's been a back-and-forth game for Randall. Remember, he started the first series with 2 incompletions. Then he completed 5 straight passes on the next drive, including that touchdown throw to Patrick Clark. Then, since then, he has now been incomplete on 4 straight passes. So he needs to get back into a rhythm on the offensive end. What we saw work in that first quarter into the early part of the second quarter was those quick passes, those quick 5-yard outs, just trying to get some momentum for the offense.
And these DBs are playing back here, so it might be a little tough to take a big shot.
Little pitch. Berman going to work to the outside, try to cut his way through. He got around Proy, and Berman's going to get about 4 to almost 5 yards.
I know Caden Proy didn't make the tackle, but he made the play. Just rushing in there from the safety position, forcing the cut back inside for the defender to be ready to go.
Yeah, mark him down at the 50-yard line midfield there. So what could have been possibly a 5 to 6-yard gain stopped at about 3. Berman tonight 8 carries, just 15 yards. Geneva's rush defense playing phenomenal. Handoff Berman again, and again he's going to get stopped just past the line of scrimmage. Huge hit on the inside right there by Jacob Clemens, the junior, 5'11", 270 down the middle.
So I wonder here, you know, as you get to this third down, maybe a curls in play here, you know, it's just something to get the first down.
They've had success with the slants.
Right, exactly. It's just Randall has to, you know, get the ball down, you know, get right at the numbers. If they can get this first down, the next play should be a big one, you know, try to go for the end zone.
You've got the arm talent to do so. 3rd and 4 to 5. Quick throw. It's an out route. It is incomplete. Took a shot to the outside there for Gavin Mayfield, the junior. And it's going to set up 4th down, and now Coach Gilligan with the decision to make here.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there because that play could have been made. And I don't mind this play call here. You want to? It's a 1 touchdown game. You play field position. You ask your defense to again make the stop against Geneva.
Yeah, so Chase White going to be tasked with pinning him back again here. Proy back to return the punt. Get some time, boots it away. It's got a lot on it. It's going to bounce at the 5 and roll through. Proy's going to pick it up and take it.
That's risky.
Down the sideline and gets out of bounds near the 15, 16-yard line.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, normally coach tells you, hey, let that one go into the end zone or just fair catch it at least. But Proy thought maybe it wasn't going to have enough to roll in. He picks it up and gets it past the 15 to the 17-yard line. That's where Geneva will start on this possession, but another great punt from White to get it there deep.
Oh, it was a great punt. I'll tell you, that's the best result you can ask for if you're Geneva on the return. That was dangerous there. But remember, again, this is grass. Like, if this was turf, maybe that ball does roll into the end zone.
Yeah.
But that ball would have stopped right there. I figure that's probably why you go for the return. You see it path.
Proy took it at the 1 or 2 yard line. He got 15 yards on the return, so he got some space out of that. But, again, there was a chance that still was able to work out a little bit in their favor. Geneva with the ball, up by a score. Handoff, Pete, right side. He's going to get stopped.
Pete, the ball carrier.
And Pete lost his helmet. He has to come out for a play.
Yeah, Pete got stopped by Dom Gephardt.
So this is actually, for one play, this is a development here for one play because he lost his helmet. So that's one option that Madison does not have to perhaps worry about on the field. So maybe you could be a tad bit more aggressive here on the second down.
You still have Davis, who plays kind of like Bryce Pete, and then of course the Petto, who can get out there. And don't forget, Proy's ran for a touchdown, one of the two in this game. It's Davis in motion. He'll be a handoff to 12 on the top of your screen. Davis working his way through, and eventually going to get torn down past the first down marker. They're going to move the chains.
But you're right, though, Kyle. Just, with the speed that he provides on the outside, that's huge. And Bryce Pete's back in the game after losing his helmet on the previous play.
Well, you're subtracting a player who's got 8 for 100 for a player who's got 4 for 44. So you're still getting 10 yards a carry from Davis tonight. And again, it's the four-headed monster of this Geneva rushing attack. And don't forget about Ricky DePetta back there too, who's the speed back who can make plays to the outside. Maybe a keeper for Proy. He's going to work inside, and Proy going to get torn down. Madison able to collapse that one after only about a yard or so gain.
Good work defensively. Again, we talked when Madison's had success defensively, their defensive ends, they're staying home. So that's when they've been able to have the success on the outside. It hasn't been flawless for the Geneva running attack.
2nd and 8, under a minute and a half to go in this first half.
If you can keep Geneva defensively from crossing the 50 with like 45 seconds left, that's a huge win.
We're going to drop the pass. He's going to roll to the right side, take a shot. He's got his receiver working through, and it is caught. DePetta caught the ball at the 45-yard line. It was a jump ball. Roy threw it up. DePetta comes down with it.
Yeah, and a great lob, too. That was a great ball there. You're going to have a timeout there, but that was a great ball. They caught the DB off guard a little bit. And when you're chasing as a DB, it's tough. It is absolutely tough to make a play.
Talked about what DePetta can do running the football, but he's been kind of targeted for most of those attempts. Proy now 2 of 6 for 33 yards. Yeah, we don't see too much by way of passing, but Geneva's thinking about this too, and Coach Shimsky saying, hey, you know what? Madison's going to get the ball to start the third quarter. We'd like to try and get some more points on the board before we head into halftime. So let's be a little aggressive, and that's why you saw the rollout by Proy. And good touch on the pass.
Yeah, that's the most impressive thing to me is just the touch. If he would have zipped the ball, there's a chance, even with the DB kind of beat a little bit, could have got the arm up and batted down. That lob, the extra air, gets it out of possession of the DB.
Coaches always talk about their quarterbacks giving their receivers chances to catch the ball. Put a little air under it, give them some time to make a play. And that was a prime example of that as the ball is past midfield now. Maybe hand off to Davis, top of your screen. He's going to get torn down. Solid tackle. Onto the inside. Antelenko was able to get the stop after a gain of only 2.
Yeah, Ant did a great job. Again, staying right there, but they got to be ready. Geneva right back in the line.
DePetta going to get the carry on the outside. He's got room to run. DePetta cuts back through in, and he's going to get stopped just inside the 40 down to about the 37. 3rd down on the way.
What's that? Mullen again? My God, 77.
Lenka in there too. Yeah, a couple different players able to chase down DePetta. 3rd and a long 2 on the way. Proy handoff. Davis full head of steam, lowers his shoulder. He's going to get the first down past the 35 down to the 33, and the clock is running. They've got 17 seconds. They'll probably spike this one down, I imagine. They will stop the clock.
Geneva still has 2 timeouts, too. So, honestly, the flexibility is a bit open here for Geneva.
Now, you want to stop the clock and have a couple abilities to run, too, if you want as well. So it makes sense to do it, not burn a timeout yet.
Yeah, I like what they did. That's the right way to go about it. Spike it there. And the clock also stops briefly, when you get the first down. So, you only lost a second.
Talk about the running attack today. 3 players over 50 yards in this first half. All 4 of the players that normally get carries over 40 yards. Don't forget Bryce Peete had that 90-yard touchdown run. That's been the difference in this game. 16 seconds to go in the first half. Proy gonna pass, rolling right side, stepping up, taking a shot, throwing it up, jump ball, the end zone. It's intercepted. It's intercepted. Alley's got the ball. He's working back the way through. Alley gonna go down near the 20-yard line. Huge play from the Blue Streaks.
That is how you defend it. That's what you do. And this young man has had a big game defensively. What a stop for Madison. Let's watch the replay because this is where defensively you got to communicate. Multiple things happen in the backfield, and this go-around, everyone dropped back. Great response defensively. Miscommunication as far as quarterback and receivers.
I was taking a shot into the end zone there. Just, again, 3 seconds left. It kind of worked like a punt, if you think about it. So now, 3 seconds on the clock. I'd imagine there won't be too much to be here. Now, if you were near midfield or further up, maybe you take a shot, but it looks like
we did see Randall a year ago.
He was not afraid to take a shot, despite no matter where he's at, and he's going to drop back to pass. They're going to throw, taking a shot down the right side. It's going to be over the head of Clark, and that is how we go into the halftime break. We saw Mayfield down the left seam. He may have been open for that ball, but nevertheless, that's how we'll go in. The score 14-7. Madison going to get that third quarter kickoff double. Your thoughts on the first half we saw so far tonight?
It feels like a rivalry game. Feels like a high-level playoff game on both sides. Which one of these defenses is going to be able to make the critical stops? And then Madison offensively, are we going to see them take chances on the passing game? You know, Will Randall, we've seen him with the short game, and Clark had the touchdown. I think in the second half, if they could take shots down the field against this Geneva defense, I think it makes some noise. But it's going to be a matter of how the game's going to play out. And then Geneva running the football, they do what they do, but not as high-level success running to the outside as much as they are up the middle if the linebackers can be clear. This is a high, elite-level football game.
It's fun to watch, and of course, going to have the bands perform here at halftime. We'll have the breakdown of your third quarter and second half action. And from beautiful Madison Township. After this, folks, stay with us.
Do you want to learn how to be a producer, DJ, on-air talent, or influencer? Visit beonair.com and discover a media school that's changing the game. We have 7 campuses across the country, and you can graduate in as little as 8 months. No math or English classes here, just classes that interest you and give you hands-on experience with real-world professionals in the media industry. And there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Stop sleepwalking through life. Show up for your dreams. Visit beonair.com and take the free career assessment. beonair.com.
Hey guys, Kyle and Anthony here with CVC TV. And do you have any unwanted guests in your home?
I don't know why you looked at me when you said that. We're not talking about me.
No, we're not. We're actually talking about bats, believe it or not. It is a thing here in Northeast Ohio. And luckily, our friends right behind us here, Alpha Animal Removal, have you covered. Those pests, they get in your attic. It could be a whole nother ball game when it comes to taking care of your home. But don't worry, Alpha Animal Removal, they got you covered.
They got you covered. They're going to handle business as far as detecting where the bats are, getting it out safely, and they'll fill up the holes, too, so to make sure that they don't return to your home and business. If you have a business as well, they'll take care of you.
And, of course, we're talking about bats, but we're also talking about really any critters that get up there. You want to make sure you can get them out safely. We all love our animals, of course, but want to make sure your house is taken care of, too, as Anthony mentioned. They do a great job with that. Anthony, where can people go to make sure they do this the right way, the humane way, and the safe way?
Alpha-animal-removal.com. That's alphaanimalremoval.com.
Right there.
Next up, time is ticking and the band's got 4 minutes to make your heart race. Get ready for the high-energy performance inspired by Madonna and Justin Timberlake that proves every second of halftime counts. you to sing, clap, and maybe even dance with somebody as they close their show with Whitney Houston's timeless hit, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Geneva High School Marching Band is under the direction of Miss Emily Valle and Miss Emily Pulse, with Major Ed Advisor Cassie Burkholder and drumline instructor Michael King. Thank you for supporting the band, and as always, go Eagles! Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Frank Tomko, Assistant Director Mr. Scott Pine, and Major Advisor Miss Stephanie Pine. Tonight, the band is lit on the field by drum majors Natalie Best and Isabel Blackie. Tonight, we open our Ladies of the 80s show with this 1980 hit from Pat Benatar. Here is Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Jordan, Selena, and Kempy. Originally released in 1984 by Bonnie Tyler, this hit has been featured in movies such as Footloose and Shrek 2. We hope you enjoy Going Out for a Hero. Show tonight with a song released in 1981 by Joe Jett. Here is I Love Rock and Roll.
Welcome back in, folks. Halftime. And here from Madison Township, and what a first half it was, 14-7 lead for the Geneva Eagles. And right off the bat, Double A, you're seeing the highlights of this first half, and what a catch and run there by Patrick Clark on the screen pass. Again, right back to it, some big runs from Geneva. Here's Owen Davis running through, and this was a lot of what we saw from Geneva in that first half. Just some big runs inside out.
Yeah, and this was the big touchdown run here by Poy, and you just see his speed too. Just one broken tackle, Madison on a chase mode.
This may be one of the best plays you're going to see all season long. Bryce P. Jets, okay, you know what? Okay, a little past midfield, we're happy with that run. Great big run. Look at this, stays on his feet, gets from Clark, gets away from Alley, who made a play later in the first half, and is able to get in for 90 yards and a touchdown. This was the big play at the end of the first half. So this is the play before, and the big catch from DePetta, who made it. And then this was towards the end of the first half, trying to find a way to get points. Geneva taking a shot down the middle of the field. Great read by Tyler Alley, who got the interception and got us to where we are right now with the score 14-7 at halftime. And Madison will start with possession here in this third quarter. Double A, and talk about the importance of starting this third quarter better than you started the first. Madison had that opening possession where Will Randall, 2 straight incompletions, was not able to move the ball well. Geneva, again, back and forth a little bit. Madison wants to set the tone to start the second half, don't they, if they want to get back into this game and tie it up.
And I think the way you have to set the tone, I think offensively, you got to be aggressive. Offensively, you got to put the ball in the air and challenge, this Geneva defense. I mean, right now, and I understand first quarter strategy, second quarter strategy, you want to keep the offense balanced, which is cool, which is fine. It's a one touchdown game. I'm not saying that didn't work at all. But here in the second half, you got to show Geneva on the passing side of things that you are a threat. So if they're gonna leave a safety, a high safety over the middle, if the DBs are gonna drop back a little bit, yeah, take that shot. You got the seam there. Take the shot, go down the field, and make Geneva fear you defensively.
I mentioned it was an up and down first half for senior quarterback Will Randall here for Madison. Again, first 2 passes incomplete. Then he completes 5 straight passes and throws the 24-yard touchdown. You saw that was the top of our highlight package here to open the end of the halftime coverage here. And then since then, after being 5 for 7, looked like he really turned the corner and was playing well. 5 straight incompletions now for Randall to end that first half. His play is going to dictate really this offense in general. We know they've been able to keep Peyton Berman in check, just 9 carries for 17 yards, but just not enough on the offense running the football. You're going to have to rely on Ten's arm in the second half to try and get the job done and get this big win. And we talked about it. This is for the light division in the CVC.
And it's the rivalry game too, right? I mean, you know how long it's been. And that's going to be key here. Randall has got to find a way, and the coach has got to allow him to go down the field. Hey, you know what? If a mistake is made down the field, fine. But I think he has the ability, and these receivers have the ability, if they're asked to strike down the field, I think they can do so. And that will ease up defensively Geneva, where all of a sudden, if you do want to run the football, if you're Madison, you can, but you gotta get this defense off balance.
It's been tough sledding for the run game for Madison and the Blue Streaks. They've got 11 carries to just 12 pass attempts. So the balance, as we mentioned, talked to Coach Gilligan last year and then through this season too, has been more prevalent. Trying to throw the ball enough, but also make sure we keep our opponents respectful of the run too. But really, it's been the passing game that's opened things up when Madison's been able to put points on the board. Geneva side, I mean, you go down the rigmarole of candidates here. I mean, Caden Proy, 8 carries, 59 yards and a touchdown. Bryce Pete, 8 for 100 in a score in that first half. And even the 2 guys you don't hear about as much, but still obviously make impacts when they need to. Again, Owen Davis, 6 for 52. And then Ricky DePetta, 5 for 40. And he had that big catch as well, you saw in the highlight tape as well, for 25 yards. Every one of the big 4 seem to be making plays in this game. That's why Geneva has this lead.
And Bryce Pete broke the school record today.
He did.
He broke the school record, 3.898. You saw actually you see it now right there. The school record, all-time rushing record at Geneva High.
Which, normally nearly 4,000 yards would break almost any school's record, but because it's Geneva and the fact that this is a run-heavy team, they've always really had this kind of offense. A little extra special for Bryce Pete and company here. We wouldn't do it with another game left to go, and of course the playoffs. We'll see if Geneva can get those points from this game, and that could be a huge key for them as far as not only positioning, but maybe trying to get a first-round bye. Madison in the same boat, too. They're trying to get that as well.
Yeah, Madison's in the lead position right now. They're the 4th seed coming in. Geneva's the 9th seed. They actually legitimately need this win to, possibly get a home game at least, and then maybe an outside chance of getting a top 4 bye week, week 11.
The difference, honestly, Double A, we talked about is that game against Hawken. Because Madison was able to beat Hawken this year in a very close game. Geneva was not able to do so. That could be why 4 and 9, respectively, is why they're sit. That ball's going to get dropped by Alley inside the 5, down to about the 3. I should say, rather, that's Clark who has the ball.
He got hit hard.
And he's going to get blown up near the 12-yard line. So Patrick Clark able to pick that ball up and get 10 yards back, but still a long field as we get ready to go. Here in this third quarter of play, Madison going to start with the football inside their own 15.
And I know things didn't work out there with Clark, but he's going to have to lock in because he will be needed offensively. If Madison's going to take these strikes down the field, he's going to be one of those guys. He's the guy.
Well, he's got
receiver prize.
4 of the 5 catches, 4 of the 5 completions of one Clark's way. He got 55 yards in that big 24-yard touchdown at the top of the second quarter. He is going to be needed. First down, handoff, middle. Chase White bounced to the outside. He's still got room, and White goes down near the first down marker. So White was stopped. He was able to work his way outside and get a solid run through near the line to gain.
And that's the importance, keeping your legs moving forward through the whistle. You don't hear the whistle, and, these officials, they're letting things go a little bit. They got it. They got the first down, Kyle.
White got just enough, 10 yards, 6'2", 215-pound. Running back, senior linebacker as well. Made some plays on defense now, asking to be doing the same on offense. Hand off White again up the middle, pushing his legs through, churning, and getting a solid 4 to 5 yards. This is what you need if you're Madison.
He is, through 2 plays, doing the things that he needs to do. That big gain on the first play gave him confidence in the second go-around. He did a great job running the football.
It's already 2 carries, 15 yards for Chase White. He's almost the leading rusher ready for Madison. Geneva's defense stifling Peyton Berman and company in that first half. This time Berman gets it. He works his way up the middle. And Berman gets about 3 yards, so getting us up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd and short. You thought you had the cut block there, or the block inside to get the cut. But the gap got closed up quickly, but it's a 3rd and short. You still have an opportunity to get the first.
Randall again under center. Going to turn. Hand off White inside. He is going to get stopped. Oh, my goodness. It was Burlingham inside. Ham as well, who got in the backfield quickly.
So
after, no gain.
So after what? 4 straight running attempts to open up this quarter. We'll see if I think they're going to punt the ball, knowing where they're at the field right now.
Yeah, I think you kind of have no choice here. It's 4th and short, and you want to take the chance. And again, you have Will Randall, 6'4", 215, 220, to be able to put his head down and get it. But this close to your own end zone, smart to just get rid of this ball. The boot away from White, who's got a good leg on him as he gets it inside the 30. Good bounce, going to be taken into the 20-yard line. And not much after that, only a 2-yard return for Caden Proy, and that's where Geneva's offense will take over, but the defense does their job. No pass attempts in an opening possession, Double. They got a first down, got near another one, but Geneva's defense tightening around that rush.
Yeah, after a while, it's like what's coming, what's going to be there, and defense is too good to just run straight running attacks, play after play after play. And Geneva handle business. This
is the risk you take now because Geneva, we know, run-heavy team. They can take a lot of time off the clock. Look at that first drive in the first quarter. 6.5 minutes were taken off the clock with 1 drive. It's over half a quarter of high school football just gone. They got no points out of it, but they took so much time away from the potential of that Madison offense. Roy under center, first down and 10. He'll turn handoff. Davis, top of your screen, working his way through. He's going to get torn down after a gain of about 4.
And you talk about having like 4 guys in the backfield, and they all have different attributes that you have to be mindful for. Like with Davis, when he has the football, you're expecting speed, coming out of that backfield and explosiveness. And Davis has been delivering that all game long, all season long.
7 carries, 57 yards on the game for Davis. All of these different players. As Proy's going to keep this one to the outside, working his way through, trying to turn the corner, and he's going to be close. He actually spins back. Proy he stayed in bounds. I thought he ran out, but Proy able to tiptoe the sideline and stay in and get a first down.
I want all the officials going to rule. I think he did step out.
I don't know where, though. That's the key. They say the 39-yard line, so that's still 12 yards and a first down for Proy, but I'll tell you what, I thought he only got maybe 2 to 3 yards. He ended up turning the corner and staying in bounds a lot longer, and he moves the chains for the Eagles. And
that's been the key, being able to turn the corner. When they do, all of them in that backfield, when they can turn the corner, they're dangerous at second level.
Caden Proy, 9 carries, unofficially 71 yards, and he had the first touchdown of the game. It was a 44-yard run. This time he takes a snap and a handoff, middle. Pete got the carry and got about 9 on the game.
And this is what leads to problems here. This is what Geneva wants, right? You get that big play on the outside, and then the next play, the defense is reacting, and you can get a big play up the middle. That's how Poit scored a touchdown earlier in the game.
That's why you like the short fields. And that was a good catch by Hutchins. He lined up actually offsides there on the offensive end. Maybe a handoff up the middle, and Madison's defense trying to hold tough. So he did not get it. Pete trying to get a yard. He got a half a yard, so 3rd down and short on the way.
And I will say this, though. I think where you're at on the field, at midfield, Madison defensively, they're going to have to make 2 stops. I think at this point, Geneva 3rd down, obviously, you stay aggressive. You just take this up the gut if you want to.
No reason not to at this point. They just got 2 chances to get 1. The ball is out. It's picked up by Pete. He lowers his shoulder. He is not going to get it. He gets brought down. It came out. He was in the right place at the right time, but great job by Dom Geffard to knock him back, and it's going to be 4th down.
That's the gift there for your Madison defense. There's just not a clean operation. Pete able to try to make something out of nothing, but the defense making a move. But they got to make the stop again, 4th down.
It's a tough ask to try and stop from 1 yard. 3 chances to do it.
And
this
time,
be on Madison.
Yeah, this time.
Yep, going to be both sides, move the ball up 5 yards, and it's a first down. So bailed out the last second. Geneva's offense, who had gotten 0 yards the last 2 plays, gets to move the chains past midfield, now into Madison territory. 6:57 to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff, Davis, top of your screen, working his way through, still turning for a ball, came out again, and it's recovered by Madison. Madison got the football. Watch this. Davis got hit, it came out late.
Yeah, that ball just came right out there.
Right
Great
into his hands. He was down on his stomach, and the ball walked right in front of him. He just put his arms out and covered it.
Yeah, great defensively. And again, this is, the turn of this football game, right? Right after Geneva, after Madison gave up the 4th down. It was through a penalty, neutral zone. The very next play, turning the ball over, Geneva, now Madison with the football. They have to strike. They have to be aggressive here on this first play.
Chance for Will Randall and company at the 40-yard line. Quick pass to the outside. That one's a tough throw and catch on the outside. That was not easy for Clark, but he brought it in for a gain of about 5.
And you saw there how quickly Randall could deliver the football. Like, even in those tight spots, not every quarterback can make that play because the linebacker, the safety, they can be right there. Great response, but you got to keep at it here. If you're Madison, you need to strike.
That's a pass rush's worst enemy is the quick release, getting the ball out under 3 seconds. And Randall can definitely do that, and Clark has the ability to get some separation. Another quick pass outside. That one's Clark again. He's going to get past the first down. That's past midfield to the 49-yard line. Gain of about 7. They'll move the chains.
And you keep this going here now. You got your corners and safeties here. They're playing off defensively. So if you want to, the flat is open. Again, some of these other short routes, they're open. You got to get these skill guys in position to operate with the football.
Randall now 7 of 14, 72 yards. Clark has 6 of the 7 receptions.
Like, these defenders are 5 yards off, 6 yards off.
And the shotgun, quick pass outside. It is caught. Working back for Berman. He cuts back inside, and he's going to get down for a gain of about 5 to 6. Now some more rhythm for Randall, 3rd straight completion.
And that's ideal, too. Great identification here by the coaches and by the quarterback. Again, if these DBs are going to play off, then you take advantage, get the ball to your skill guys in space, let the blocks develop, get a 5-yard gain. Same thing up top here, too. You got, 5 yards off.
How big was that turnover? Now, if Madison can capitalize on good field position and drive down the field on this Geneva defense.
I like Clark here on a bubble, if you could operate that. He's the third receiver on the inside.
Snap, Randall throwing, taking a shot, right sideline, taking it, and a tackle came in late, and there it is. I think Randall almost came, or I should say rather, Clark almost came down with that ball anyway. But there is pass interference on Geneva. Great ball from Randall down the sideline here on the near side. Not quite the bubble screen, but you were right. He was going in his direction.
Right. I identified the wrong player. That's my mistake, because Clark was man-to-man open. That's the right call right there. Take that strike. You got to make this defense adjust. And even with that strike, with the play action, like, great work there to pay.
I'll tell you what, Clark almost made that catch too, which is still impressive because he was falling down, tackled inbounds near the sideline, and still almost made it.
So the guy I was identified, he's 6. That's Mayfield.
Yeah, he's also another target to watch out for. Randall under pressure, going to throw it back foot, taking a shot at the end zone. It is intercepted. Geneva gets it. Randall throw off his back foot. Proy came down with the football. Caden Proy comes down with the pick in the end zone. In a tough spot, Randall off the back foot through a jump ball. Had a couple receivers back there, but just too much, and Proy was able to jump and grab it.
Yeah, and the defender beat the left tackle right there, kind of sped everything up. So there's Gavin Mayfield's back up. He was the player that was down for Madison. But, yeah, you get that pressure.
How many times have we seen Caden Proy make the plays on the back end, playing that safety position too, as well as running quarterback, doing a little bit of everything for Geneva now on the defensive side, and the teams exchange turnovers here in this third quarter. 4.5 minutes and some change to go in that third frame, and Geneva still holding on to that 14-7 lead. This is a rivalry game.
It's a rivalry game. This is 2 playoff contending teams that have aspirations to go deep in Division III playoffs.
A tough spot. It was a great pass rush by Geneva too, forcing Randall, who had to throw off that back foot, and he's got the arm strength to get it there, but normally he'd want to put a little bit more on that football, a little more placement, and not throw a jump ball when Proy's prowling.
But I don't, if you're a Madison fan, I know the play didn't go your way, but that's not a reason to go away from the passing attack. You saw some good things from that drive.
Handoff Davis, top of your screen, working his way through. It's maybe 2 to 3 yards. Coach Shimsky showing trust in Davis immediately after that fumble, gives him the first carry.
I mean, Davis has proved himself. I mean, why not? I mean, he is one of those guys that you are noticing is Mayfield for Madison's back in the game now after the injury. You notice Geneva, uniform's getting a little dirty.
Getting tackled a lot, running the football a lot here. Another handoff. Working his way through. Yep, DePetta trying to work through. Alley got the tackle initially, and DePetta's going to move the chains. Needed about 4 to 5, got 7.
Yeah, look at those uniforms there. Look at the close-up. I mean, they are working hard down there in the trenches. If you ever want to play for Geneva and your uniform does not look like the way it looks now, you're not doing your job.
No, they're wearing white too. It helps a little.
It does, definitely. But again, a team that runs the football almost exclusively, that one is this is what you want to see.
First down for the Eagles. Roy dishes out Pete on the pitch. Pete working his way to the outside. He's got room. Bryce Pete gonna run out of bounds near midfield.
I was gonna say, young man, don't get hurt there on the track.
My goodness, Pete just able to hit that corner, and from a few times they've been able to get an outside run for a big game. So 15 yards for Pete, who now has 125 yards on the game on 12 carries, including that 90-yard touchdown run in the first half.
Man, and again, if you're just joining us, he broke the school record during the game, the Geneva all-time rushing record.
Well, he's not done yet.
There it is.
Yeah, Pete lining it up. 3,900 yards.
Unbelievable coming into this game.
I think the best part about that sign is the plus, because he's not done yet. Yeah, 4,000 is going to be very attainable, and then some. Still got another game next week, as well as the playoffs, most likely for Geneva. Croy going to keep it. He'll run the right side and get torn down. Solid job by Mullen to pull back Croy. Keep that gain at only about 2 yards, maybe 3.
Now, I know Madison has blue uniforms, but they have white pants. You see the dirt there. I'm Mullen there handling business there defensively.
Second down for the Eagles. Proy in the shotgun. He'll keep it himself up the middle. Proy working through near the first down marker. They hit the hole so fast.
Man, you got to be like fully committed to be a part of this offense, for Proy. But something is, they didn't get the first down for Geneva, and kind of a similar spot that played out the previous drive when Geneva had the ball out offense. You're at near midfield, third and short opportunity. Madison has 2 opportunities to get a stop defensively.
And they forced the fumble after they went off sides. Handoff Pete up the middle. He's going to break through, and he will have the first down and then some. Bryce Pete gets about 5 to 6 yards as we approach nearly 2 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, this time, very clear. Pete handling business. And again, the offensive line getting to the defenders. This is the point late in the game where Geneva is very dangerous because the offensive line starts to take over with the physicality.
And where they can put these long drives together to just take away the clock too. Under 2 minutes in the third quarter. Davis with the carry right side. He's going to spin through. Brought down inside the 35, down to the 32 AA. Good solid gain of about 6.
And I think maybe you're trying to get the strip a little bit there, but it's just so tough because not only are you contending with these backs who are studs, all of them, but you got to beat the blocks. And in open space, these linemen have been handling business, blocking against these defenders.
Proy alone in the shotgun. He'll take it himself. Working right side. Caden Proy lowers the shoulder, gets past the first down. Works down to the 26-yard line, so 6 more yards and another first down for Geneva.
And he runs hard, and when you lower the shoulder, you're building that momentum, right? So you're going to get the first down and get an extra yard or 2 because you're lowering the shoulder. And all these guys do that.
This is a patented Geneva drive right now, just wearing down Madison's defense. Play blown dead. And it looks like the Blue Streak's going to take a timeout and collect themselves here a moment. 57 seconds to go in this third quarter. Geneva holding on and driving on Madison right here on CVC TV. And of course, the presenting sponsor for us at CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. They handle everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. If for all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. Also want to thank our friends over at Greeny Sports Cards, Northeast Ohio's largest buyer and seller of sports cards. Guess what? They're looking to buy yours too. Whether you have a few cards or a whole storage unit, set up an appointment through their website, greenysportscards.com. That's Greeny Sports Cards, always buying, always selling. Buying this Geneva offense right now, AA. They've been able to move down the field, make some plays in the run game, and always got to just be wary of Caden Poyer throwing that football, too.
Yeah, you're right. And that's something, and I wouldn't even have thought about that if you didn't bring it up just now, because they've been that efficient running the ball, not even realizing the quarter is almost over.
Yeah, they just take up so much time, and they still find a way to just keep moving that football. Peeking a word to the right side. Bryce Pete still on his feet, eventually going to get torn down near the 21, so give Pete 5 more.
Yeah, I mean, I am so impressed with this offensive line. I really am, because they all of them, when they're asked to go out in the open field and get a hard block, all of them are handling business. They really are.
And just 30 seconds to go in this third quarter as we're approaching crunch time in Geneva. Happy to take their time right now. Second down. The handoff. It's DePetta. He works down the short side. DePetta trucks his way through the middle. Gets down to about the 11-yard line. 10 more yards for Ricky DePetta and a first down.
Been a massive block at the second level to really, really get things going. And, you know, for Geneva, that's going to be, you want a textbook definition of how to handle the clock and handle momentum, everything in one quarter. You got that driving as the quarter comes to a close.
Very reminiscent of that first drive of the first quarter of this game, where Geneva was able to take up 6.5 minutes. They're on their way again with momentum. Score 14-7 as we get ready for the fourth quarter of play. Geneva on top of Madison right here on CVC TV. Help transform your property with a fence from R&T Fence Company. Family owned for over 36 years, they provided top-notch fence installation services all across Northeast Ohio. Specialize in residential, commercial, and industrial fencing and offer a wide range of options, including aluminum, vinyl, wood, and chain link. Call 330-626-5170 for a free estimate or visit rtfence.com. Whether you need a new fence or a custom gate, trust the experts at RT Fence to deliver quality and professionalism. That's rtfence.com, your fencing solution. Speaking of fences, Madison going to try and put up a fight here on the defensive end, try and get this stop again. Remember, this was similar to that first drive in the first quarter AA where Geneva drove down the field, but Madison's defense held tough. Geneva had to try and kick a field goal. They missed, and hence back and forth we went to start the ballgame.
It's hard to believe. If we didn't have the scoreboard graphic, you wouldn't know it's just a touchdown difference. It's only a one-possession game, but it goes to show you, you know, how if you can move down the field in that fashion, it'll make you think differently about how the game's approaching.
This is another opportunity for the Blue Streaks to try and get a stop here at home in what could be the final edition of this rivalry for a little bit of time here. Not on the schedule next year. Handoff to DePetta, left side. He's trying to find a hole and crease to work his way through. DePetta does find a little bit. He'll get, you know, about along 6 yards on the carry for Ricky DePetta.
And again, just want to remind our live viewers here, for those looking to watch this on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network, Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network, we'll have a replay of Geneva and Madison.
An injured player down on the field for the Blue Streaks, who came into this game with a couple injuries already. James Poe, we've called his name plenty of times, linebacker, running back. He has missed some time, and now he's out with mono this week, unfortunately. And the other injury was Parker Johnston, number 32, sophomore running back and defensive back. He is out due to an ACL injury suffered in week 5, rather, as the injured player for Madison is up currently. But again, some of these key injuries later in the season, you really start to feel that more, especially in these kind of games that you know are going to be chippy. It's going to be back and forth, so difficult to get ahead either side in this kind of game. You want all hands on deck, and it's unfortunate for Madison not to have, especially Poe out there, because we know what an impact he can make on both sides of the football.
Yeah, he's a beast, and for him not to be out there, that's tough. And you're right, like, when you're facing these kind of teams, you want all hands on deck, like you just mentioned, a ton of bodies available. Again, a lot of these guys, two-way starters and multiple special teams as well. Some of these guys play the entire game.
And that was Chase White, who handles the punting duties, linebacking, some running in that third quarter as well. He had to hobble off. Hopefully he will be okay. Second down, handoff up the middle.
He's still going.
Pete just worked his way through inside the 5, down to about the 3. and that should be right around the first down marker.
We're going to have another injury from Madison's side of things.
And we have another injury timeout.
Bryce Pete just lowering the shoulder. He's got 140 yards on 15 carries tonight as play blown dead again from another injury timeout here for Madison. And again, a bit warmer day. Tomorrow's supposed to be really nice across Northeast Ohio, mid-70s. We'll take that. We're already in the third week of October.
Did you check the first alert forecast for Sunday?
Lots of rain.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? It's all good.
That's right.
We've been begging for it for a little while here, so
yeah,
it's about that time.
Again, we were joking. We were at Crestwood last week. You know, they have a grass field, and it's like usually this late in the season, these grass fields are not in good shape at all.
Yeah, and only a few spots you're seeing down there that don't look like they have grass on them. Other than that, the field looking pretty good going into the last home stretch here.
I have to imagine this game being played in Week 9. This is probably the best conditioned field that these two teams have played in this rivalry in a little bit, at least here.
Yeah.
Right? When they play at Spire, you know, that's turf.
That field is the same all the time.
But there's a wind tunnel there.
It's true.
If you remember, and I know we did a playoff game there a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And just my notes did not make it on the field. It just flew off.
It caught the breeze and went into the lake.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did.
Well, speaking of playoffs, I mentioned both these teams, Division 3, Region 9, trying to work their way through. Madison coming in as the 4 seed and would have home field. They actually get a bye after the first week if things stayed the same. Geneva, the 9 seed in that division, a bit lower than we're used to seeing for the Eagles. But again, that loss to Hawken earlier in the year, we covered that game. One of the better football games you're going to see. After this one, go check it out. It was a phenomenal game, back and forth, a lot of action, especially towards the end, with two really good football teams. But normally we see the way these teams are, the way the standings are set, and it kind of feels like they're usually flipped. This is different now with Madison kind of having that edge because they beat Hawken earlier this season. That win is so big for them. But now this game, you mentioned just the magnitude of what it could do for either team. It could solidify Madison as a top 4 seed, most likely going into the playoffs. On the other end for Geneva, they could pop possibly up maybe into that top 5 and be consideration for that first round bye.
I mean, think about this. Division 3, Region 9. You got 3 teams from the CVC in the top 12 position right now. You know, Hawkins 3, Madison's 4, Geneva's 9. Of course, that result will depend on the result of this game. It will flip over. You know, both of these teams expected to get in with the playoff positioning, so you're in good shape. We have a cat on the field.
There is a cat on the field.
I have waited.
You know what? The good news is it wasn't a black cat. So that's if we're counting our blessings, we're okay. So that's a good sign. The cat's still there. We have the cat cam.
Still there.
The cat cam. It's on the track now.
The cat's running the 100.
Yeah.
It's running the back stretch.
No, see, took off.
Oh, it's going behind.
Now it's gone.
Man.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's unfortunate.
Oh, man.
He had a great time. He just veered off the track. It's a shame.
We got to get that cat back on the field. I mean, Kevin Harlan can't have all the fun calling animals on the field. I mean, you just got to.
Well, I'll tell you what, that cat's selling a sideline. I put it up against almost anybody. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
So quick. Again, just an update on what's going on in the field now. There's a Madison player down currently. The stretcher has been taken onto the field. They're trying to work through and get him on that stretcher. Of course, didn't get a number or a player on that yet, but we'll keep you guys up to date, hopefully wishing for the best down on the field. A fun distraction, but of course not trying to take away from the moment here as you see both teams taking a knee.
Both teams' training staffs out there as well, just checking in.
Just a real unfortunate turn of events down there with 11.5 minutes to go in the game. Geneva driving. Bryce Pete was near the first down marker. Going to be a third down when play resumes. Geneva knocking on the door. And
you know, we can't stress enough, too, like how, you know, important all these athletic staffs, you know, we joke about it all the time. It's like, you know, the most popular place to be for a sports team on Saturday morning is the training's office. Like, just because it's just, you know, get taped up and everything, and, you know, and all these kids work so hard from, you know, training camp every day on and now, the players, they got the player wheeled off the field here. But they work so hard. And it's unfortunate. We've seen a couple instances here this year where certain players were lost. So obviously hoping for the best.
And Chase White and a couple other teammates heading over. James Poe as well. Remember, he's out with mono this week, going over to give their teammates some encouragement. And didn't get a number, but of course, stay tuned in as we will keep you guys up to date, of course, through CVC TV, ChagrinValleyConference.com as well, on the status of the injured Blue Streak. As the players heading back onto the field now, we're going to resume action with 11:29 to go in the game. Geneva got a big third down. They can get the first here inside the 5 and don't have to score. They need about roughly a half a yard or so to do so. Proy in the shotgun, gonna hand off inside. It's Pete. He's working his way through to the goal line, and he is going to be down, short of the touchdown, but he should have the first down.
Yeah, he'll definitely have the first there. And I mean, man, again, it's a one touchdown difference, but you want to talk about a drive being executed to a T by Geneva. I mean, this is it right here.
So much time off the clock. Geneva's still working it.
4 plays to get in.
4 chances. Proy going to keep it himself, lower his shoulder, and he is in.
Touchdown, Eagles.
Caden Proy takes it 1 yard himself for his second rushing touchdown of the game, and now it is 20-7. Proy makes it a 2-score game.
That might have been, you want to talk about like most impressive drives that we have seen this year. That's it right there. I mean, just marching down the field, complete control of the clock, elite level operation. I mean, that was it right there.
Low snap. McKinney still able to get the kick off, and that is good. That ball rolled up to the holder, but McKinney's still able to stay in rhythm, knock it through, and the score now 21-7. Geneva on top of Madison right here on CVC TV. AA still 11 minutes to go in the game. And with the offense that Madison does possess, nothing is out of reach, not just yet.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, there's definitely an opportunity to strike, but, you know, can the passing game again get going? We saw signs, right, from the previous drive, which seemingly happened like 2 hours ago. We've seen signs of the passing game getting going. You saw some of the short plays, you know, the out routes, the curl routes, and they took a shot down the field with Clark. That was a pass interference, but gain yards out of it. So you're going to have to get good field position here on this kick return and go from there. But Geneva worked hard on that drive to get the touchdown and to go up by 2 scores.
Remember, it was a play in the end zone. It was an interception by Caden Proy that led to this long drive for the touchdown for Geneva, and that's the difference right there. It's a 14-point swing, essentially. Madison, if they make that catch in the end zone, it's a tie ball game. Instead, now they find themselves down by 2 scores. But still an opportunity for the Blue Streaks, and it starts here. Kickoff. McKinney going to be taken inside the 5-yard line. Torn down near the 25-yard line on the return. It was Dom Gephardt again, who was able to turn upfield, gets pass there and to the 25, and that is where the Blue Streaks will begin this offensive possession AA. Big one.
So let's find out what they're made of, right? This is your opportunity. You want to finally beat these guys in Geneva. You know, you got some seniors there on the offensive lineup. This is your opportunity right now.
First down and 10 on their own 25. Randall in the shotgun. Low snap, rolling to his right. Taking a shot right side. That one is incomplete. Oh, he caught it. No, he did. Clark, I thought he fell down, but he caught it, and he did. We'll take it.
Yeah, slipped right with the knees there.
That was a great job by Clark to control that ball. I thought maybe the way his body language was that maybe he dropped it, but he pulled it in. Good catch from Clark. Solid gain. First down.
And good ball placement by Randall there as well, getting that in there. Sharp throw.
Gain of about 12. Randall getting that play in from the sideline.
And if this offense can move efficiently here, I mean, it's not going to take 7 minutes for Madison to score.
Handoff up the middle, short gain to about the 40, give him 3, maybe 4 yards. Malik Berman on the carry there.
And again, I know the Blue Streaks, 6-2 record, a lot of us do the balanced offense, but any chance they can get to put the ball in the air, I'm taking full advantage of it.
Patrick Clark has been the guy. 7 catches, 79 yards, and a lone touchdown. Pitch to the outside. This time it's Berman. He makes a man miss, cuts upfield.
No, but keep driving.
Still going,
keep
still
driving.
pushing through, and eventually gets down near midfield.
That's the type of effort you want. You got the first down out of it.
I wasn't sure if there was a penalty at the back end of that, but there wasn't. No flag. So, and now Randall again starting to complete a few passes in a row and make some momentum here.
And that's what you kind of want there, is just to, if you see the DBs now, the cornerbacks, 10 yards off or 8 yards off at the bottom, got to switch.
Bring him in a little closer, quick pass. Low, that one gonna trickle through, incomplete.
Almost intercepted.
And he was looking for Mayfield on the short pass. Randall felt some pressure on his left side, got it out quick. 10 of 19 in the game for Will Randall. He's got a touchdown and interception, 99 yards through the air unofficially. It's Madison. They need it here, down 14. Just under 9.5 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Take what the DBs are giving you.
Randall in the shotgun, gonna pass again and step through, and the play blown dead. They're gonna call offsides on Madison, I believe.
Flag on the play would be offsides.
It's a 5-yard penalty. The ball going to get moved back from near midfield to inside the 45-yard line now, and that's what you don't need right now for Madison to go backwards.
And again, not too many penalties throughout, but it's just enough where it can make a bit of a difference.
Well, there's been a couple different times where we've seen the receivers on the near side of your screen here line up past the ball. Now, both teams have done this. Now, Madison's the first one to get
But they're
penalized
checking with the official, the official are letting you know.
Randall under pressure. He's going to get sandwiched through and brought down. Randall had nowhere to go with the football.
Randall is sacked by Geneva.
Huge sack by Geneva. It's going to force a 3rd and long.
But that also tells me, too, that the receivers couldn't get separation.
On sack.
And, excellent pressure out front. You see the Geneva defensive line taking care of business. It's been Geneva's line on both sides of the ball. That's been the story of the second half.
3rd and 16 on the way for the Blue Streaks. And, again, if they can get around midfield, I imagine you're in 4-down territory here.
Well, where the ref is, you got an open zone there when you get there.
Find the middle, a soft spot, pass through, it's a back shoulder, it's caught by Clark, he spins through, stays on his feet, down near the 40, and he should have the first down. Needed 16, got 17, and moves the chains. What a big throw and catch from Randall to Clark.
I should say, analyst Anthony Alford, you should know Patrick Clark's getting the football. Wherever he's at, number 4, he's getting the football. He finds a way to get it, he makes big plays. That's the biggest one there.
Yep.
Huge first down.
8 for 96. They almost got Geneva to jump off there. Didn't get the snap off in time, but still a first down. A huge conversion from Will Randall in this offense, now on the 40-yard line of the Eagles. Getting a change of play in here. Randall drops back to pass, facing some pressure. Throw, sidearm, Blinkett's incomplete. And there is no flag coming down. That ball was high arcing and over the head of all the players on that near side here. It was in the direction of Clark. 2nd down.
Yeah, and
Maybe it's an uncatchable ball possibly too.
If the ball's way overthrown, they're not going to call that.
Yeah. Nevertheless, still only 2nd down. And you imagine it's going to be the Will Randall show here to the end of the ball game, trying to throw the football around the field and stretch Geneva out. You mentioned double A a couple times in the kind of the middle of the field.
Yeah, but also the Patrick Clark show too. He's down there at the bottom.
It's been key. And a little sidearm pass over the head and incomplete.
Had the pump fake there. I don't know if that was necessary.
Randall Still feeling that pressure. You can see he's yelling instructions out there to his teammates as that one falls incomplete. Randall still 11 of 22 in the game now.
Yeah, it just seems like, you know, right now, the offense is trying to get in sync here. You know, having issues there with chemistry.
Well, I think one person has to step up besides Clark, because you know you can get him the ball usually once every set of downs here, but who is going to be the person to make a play besides him? Randall stepping up under pressure, one to his right. He's going to throw a ball up, and it's going to be short, and it's going to be dropped.
Man.
Almost intercepted. Dylan Burlingham had the pick and could not bring it in.
Man.
That was tense on the Madison sideline. And fourth down, I imagine you're going for it. Randall took a shot, underthrew the ball. Rare we see underthrows a ball. And now fourth down, and this is a huge spot for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, that young man, you saw it. Our cameras were right on it.
Well, we've
written
seen
all over your face.
Dylan Burlingham is actually listed as a quarterback on this roster. Remember, he played on a different team a few years ago and came over to Geneva last season, and he's had a good end of his high school career, the senior. Just could not pull that interception in, and now huge spot, 4th and 10 on the 40 of Geneva. Randall looking to pass, middle, throwing. It is incomplete. Huge hit over the middle. Davis was there. Tried to take a shot and just could not catch it. Palenko just got leveled.
Yeah.
And Geneva with a big stand.
Yeah, that's a tough play for Palenko to make. I know the ball was in his hands, was hot, a little bit high, and right before he was able to bring it in, the defender did what he was supposed to do. You attack the receiver until he can possess the ball.
Yeah, but now Geneva has an opportunity, Double A, to take a lot more time off the clock, and they have not been stopped being able to move the ball down the field with that rushing attack.
It would not surprise me at all if this would be a 5 or 6 minute drive.
If it is, it could be the game. Pete gets the pitch to the outside. Good stop.
Wow.
By Mullen, who swallowed him up after a gain of maybe 1. Bryce Pete, by the way, unofficially 17 carries, 143 yards. And that long touchdown in the second quarter.
Yeah, to add on to his record-breaking, all-time record-breaking
I think
record.
we're pretty solidified that 4,000 is going to happen. I'd imagine, maybe even possibly by this game, depending on who they hand the ball off to over the next 7 minutes and some change here.
I mean, this season alone, coming into this game, 1,400 yards, 1,403.
It's so impressive. And you look at a guy like Owen Davis, number 12 in white, who is only a junior. He'll be back next season as well. So building off of him, DePetta gets the carry. He works his way through, spinning through, still on his feet. DePetta still pushing past the 40 down to about the 37, 38-yard line. Ricky DePetta with a huge run.
He did this when we had him against Hawkins. Anytime you talk about Pete, anytime it's like, Bryce Pete's doing this, Bryce Pete's doing that, it's always DePetta who gets the big rush. The very next play.
Well, DePetta's got over 100 total yards of offense, 9 carries, 85 yards now on the ground. He's got the 25-yard catch from Caden Proy. It was one of the highlights we had for you during halftime. And again, it's just one of those players you just don't think about too much because you're already dealing with Caden Proy, with Bryce Pete, occasionally Owen Davis, and then here comes DePetta, the speed back, the smallest one of the group, who was just able to work through, and he's tough to bring down. First down, here is Davis. He'll get stopped. White and a couple other tacklers in there on the tackle for a gain of maybe 2.
But defensively, not enough of those stops throughout this game. And that's been the issue throughout. And again, perhaps not having enough bodies. But the biggest flex you can have as an offensive line is when you have multiple backs who are overly successful.
I mean, you've got essentially all 4 of the runners who are 75 yards or more tonight. That is a huge win for this offensive line of Geneva. And it's their identity. They run the ball so well. Proy under center. He'll turn, handoff, Pete, middle. He works his way through. Bryce Pete works the right side. Bryce Pete, it's a foot race to the end zone. He is in. 37 yards, Bryce Pete in once again. His second rushing touchdown of the game. Geneva up big.
Yeah, let's watch how it happened. Oh, my goodness.
Simple handoff, yeah, and he just lowered his shoulder and got through, and Allie couldn't chase him down.
Chase Casino, number 50, did a great job getting the seal block there on the inside, the center. What a job.
Touchdown runs of 90 and now 37 yards for Bryce Pete, who's got 18 carries, 180 yards, and 2 scores. Again, the extra point hits the scoreboard, and the score 28-7. Geneva starting to pull away here with 5:20 to go in the ball game. Bryce Pete, something special, double A.
He is, but I can't. And he is going to receive all the accolades. This is his night, you know, breaking the record and having those big runs. And he, again, impressive again. I just can't get over how impressive this line really has been all game long, especially here in the second half. It seems like, if I might be out of line in saying this, it seems like they've been on offense almost this entire half.
Well, they've been really honing in on defense the last number of weeks. They've only allowed 11 points per game the last 3. Of course, all wins for Geneva on this little win streak they've had. They've also scored 40-plus in 6 of 8 this season. And maybe not see that tonight, but you can tell with the offense, the explosive ability, the defense starting to play better. And Madison just has not been able to get out of the gate on offense. They had that great drive to take the lead, but since then, 28 unanswered points from the Eagles. And just a tough stretch for the Blue Streaks here.
And Madison's not been able to finish drives offensively. They've had a tough time.
Yeah, they've gotten on the Geneva side of the field plenty of times, and just not a lot to show for it. So return for the Blue Streaks down to the 20, maybe 21-yard line.
And Geneva just looks faster, you know, in all phases as well. Like, they're moving faster than Madison right now. And, you know, it shows even in special teams right now.
Across the board, the game for Geneva. Caden Proy, 89 yards rushing and 2 scores. Now Bryce Pete, 180 yards and 2 scores. The Pettis got 85 yards. Davis has 74 yards on the ground. I mean, it's just the pure work through it too, and you see the balance of carries too. 18 for Pete, 13 for Proy, 9 for DePetta, 11 for Davis. It's balanced, so you're getting everyone working inside. Big play here for Madison down the left sideline past the 45-yard line. Finally seeing Peyton Berman make some plays down the sideline for a big gain in the first down.
And finally, you're able to see some of the blocks up front to allow him to get the open space. We've not seen much of that at all in this game on the running attack.
24 yards. Before that carry, Berman had 10 carries for 20 yards, so he eclipsed his total with 1 run. Madison's got to move. Trips to the top of your screen. Randall in that shotgun, 11 of 24 on the day for 116, a touchdown and a pick. Taking a shot. Oh, he had Clark and just passed a little bit too far ahead. Patrick Clark going to get helped up. He looks to be okay.
Yeah, that's one of those cases too. Maybe you thought, you know, Clark would have been able to run a little bit hard, but again, you know, he's been in the game, you know, all game long, and he's going to take a play off here.
Yeah, Clark 8 catches, 96 yards and a touchdown. Big game for him tonight.
You're right though. One of these other receivers are going to have to step up.
No, you really have to, because Clark's not in the game here. Handoff inside. We're going to give it to Berman. He works his way through, spun down. Ball came out. It's loose on the floor. Who's got it? Waiting for the official word. Geneva pointing like they have it. And it is. The Eagles are going to have the fumble recovery. Berman took it through up to the big run and just could not hold on. And the Eagles have possession. And it was DePetta who got the fumble recovery.
Wow. Wow. And that's the other. Let's look at the replay and kind of see what happened at the end. Just, I mean, the handoff wasn't clean, but he had possession, but just not able to tuck that ball in at any point comfortably.
I was wondering if maybe it was Pete who got on that ball. He was down in that play and actually made the hit to cause the fumble. And I think Pete may have got that fumble recovery too.
Perhaps.
Because DePetta came in at the end of the play.
Perhaps.
Which, I mean, just adds to the list today of what Bryce Pete has been able to do now on the defensive end. 4:55 to go in the game. Geneva with the ball And all of the momentum now.
Like that full house offense.
Yeah, keeper for Proy. He works to the outside, turns the corner, still on his feet. Whoa, lowers his shoulder and knocks the defender down to the ground. He knocks Clark back 3 to 4 yards. The physicality of Proy moving the chains.
And again, this is a reminder too that, you know, no matter what the score is, you know, everything's on film, everything. You know, so even with this being late in the regular season, week 9, you know, we start our playoff coverage in 2 weeks. You know, no matter what, everything's on film.
Well, Caden Proy just eclipsed 100 yards rushing in his own right.
Wow.
On just 14 carries. Remember, he's got 2 touchdowns as well. He had the long 44-yard run in the first half that opened the scoring for Geneva. Then he had the short 1-yard run on the sneak. Proy under center. He's going to turn hand off. Turn to the right side. Big run for Davis. Got down to at the 22-yard line. 12 more yards for Davis.
I know statistically we're always naming a skill player for the player of the game, and they're all of them are deserving, whoever you decide to pick. I mean, it could be a group, but I just have to stick my neck out for the offensive line because they are delivering punishing blocks all game long, especially in the second half.
Yeah, we have not seen, remember, there was 8 pass attempts by Geneva in that first half, none in the second, despite being up 1 score for the majority of the half.
Don't need to.
Nope, haven't needed it at all. Proy under center. First down for Geneva. They're willing to take this clock down as much as they can. Pitch. It's Pete. He works left side, lowering the shoulder. Bryce Pete. He gained inside the 20 down to about the 18 or so yard line. So another 5 yards for Bryce Pete.
Man, Geneva right now, they're sending a statement, right? Obviously for this rivalry, this game, and you know, as you kind of look and see, you know what's next. You know, Geneva's going to move up a little bit in computer points. This should give them at least a home game or 2 in the playoffs.
There's still one more game left, but this was the game everyone had circled, obviously. Mentioned not only just the playoffs, but CVC Lake before we get more conference realignment next season. Movers and shakers, and again, possibly one of the last times we're going to see Geneva and Madison for some time here. Not on the schedule next season. Second down for the Eagles. Hand off to Petta, left side, working through, still on his feet, eventually torn down. Got about another 4 yards.
And again, ADs, you know, athletic directors, they work on, you know, schedules a year, sometimes 2 years in advance. And, you know, when the conference, when it doesn't align in terms of scheduling, and also both coaches talk about the importance not just of this playing this game, but playing this game in week 9, playing it when the Lake championship is in play. You know, so you're not going to get that next year.
Third down, a keeper for Proy. He works the left side. Proy turns the corner, lays himself out.
He should be in.
No, and there it is. The touchdown comes in late. 14 yards out. Proy dove for the end zone and gets in.
Let's watch.
Let's see how the replay, see if he was able to turn it in. Didn't even fake, just went off that direction.
I think he leaned in. Yes, he did.
He stayed in bounds with that right foot and turned his body to stay in bounds. It was close, but Proy does get in for 6, and they extend the lead. Now to 34-7. Geneva in this second half, mainly in this fourth quarter, have really come out and just done whatever they've wanted on the offensive end. Madison just not able to build a response. Extra point is up. It is good. I was going to break the scoreboard.
Yeah, that was a direct shot to the scoreboard.
35-7 to score now as Geneva has pulled away in this fourth quarter. 2:41 to go in the game.
Man, I mean, what a game for Geneva. I mean, just outstanding performance coming on the road in a hostile environment here at Madison. Great entertainment, homecoming night here at Madison, but Geneva, everyone handling business tonight.
Well, Caden Proy, just 2 of 7 for 33 yards passing and an interception. Happened at the end of that first half. Remember, Tyler Alley had the great pick to keep the score 14-7 going into halftime, but running the ball, it's been the difference, as we expect from any Geneva game in which they have this kind of score. Proy himself, 15 for 116 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. Bryce Pete, 19 carries, 185 yards and 2 scores. Look at Ricky DePetta, 10 carries, 89 yards, also had a 25-yard catch. And then Owen Davis, 12 carries, 86 yards, and the other catch for 8 yards. So all of these players nearly or at 100 yards or more of total offense on the evening. It has been all 4, and it's been balanced throughout the game, and you're seeing the result.
And Madison not helping their own case with the number of turnovers.
The ball go out of bounds. Top of your screen there. So the ball should get moved up to the 35-yard line.
I know technically it's not official if we're going to have this game next week, but I think we will. Perry and Hawken will be next week.
What
week
a
10.
ball game, yeah. I mean, Division III versus Division IV, but if you watch CVC football, you know those two teams. They've got big goals going into the playoff season. That's a huge tune-up. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere at Hawken next week.
And what's going to be important for both of those teams next week is that first round bye. Like, both teams need it. Perry going through a tough stretch here at the end of the season. They got a big win against Harvey. They should be winning against West G tonight. But yeah, that's going to be a huge game.
That's the outside. That one is caught. Alley makes the catch, his first of the night. He's getting swallowed up after a short game.
Randall's pass complete to Alley. Pete on the stop.
And Bryce Pete there again. He's the forced fumble and a fumble recovery too. Pete's been able to make plays all over the field.
Hawken right now up 42-27 over Painesville Harvey into the third.
Fun game. Throw, that one is caught. Alley able to make that catch and get a few more yards.
That was a great catch, though. All hands there. 2 hands on the football, highest point. What you want if you're if you're a receiving coach, that's exactly what you want.
If you're the quarterback coach, you want that lower in the numbers.
Yeah, that's true too.
But Randall's got that arm. We know he does. He's third and short here. Quick throw to the outside. Incomplete. Maybe miscommunication out there. Mayfield was out there and in 3 different defenders on the outside as well. So 4th and short coming up. Tough game for Randall AA. 13 of 28 for 124, a touchdown and an interception.
Yeah, tough and not really given an opportunity really in the first half to get things going. And in the second half, they had the drive where they went down the field, but it had the interception. It's been tough. 4th and short.
Pass is caught. And no gain on that play. I don't think Ellie got anything on that.
Yeah, I think Proy got him down open field.
Yeah, Proy able to keep him short, and it's going to be a turnover on downs despite the completion.
And we can't help but mention either, like Geneva's defense. Madison wants an attack, balanced offense.
This is an offense that scores 33 a game. Like, they are able to put points on the board. They've really hit a good stride here, too, the past couple of weeks. But, and yeah, Geneva's defense just slamming the door shut tonight.
Pretty much no production on the ground tonight. And you strip away a good chunk of the offense if you don't have that production running on the ground, and you're going to get this result.
Caden Proy going to take a few knees, and that'll be the game. Geneva's going to improve to 7-2 on the season. 4-0 in the late division. Madison going to fall to 6-3, 3-1 in the division. Now, again, we talk about seeding being important. Madison, by no stretch of the imagination, is out. They are still very much in the playoff picture.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll be favored next week as well, so.
Yeah, now, next week's game, I'm not overly concerned about who's going to get the W, but next week, you get a game like this and then it didn't turn out at all the way that you want to. How do you bounce back tomorrow, right? What do you do tomorrow? How do you approach next week? Because what you don't want is Madison next week. They're going to face Conneaut, who coming into tonight is 3-5, but that's a team that you're going to be favored. You should be able to handle business. You want to be able to take out your frustration on Conneaut next week. Like that, you should not be messing around, especially going into the playoffs if you're Madison. But Geneva today, Kyle, They did whatever they wanted to do on the field, especially on the ground.
I'll tell you what, yeah, we mentioned, started off Madison 7-0 lead in this game. They did fireworks with the 24-yard touchdown pass. The final is now 35-7. Geneva gets the win. Geneva scores and uncorks 35 unanswered points, including an amazing 21 here in the fourth quarter alone to get the job done and beat Madison. Again, and Pete's got some highlights queued up for us. We can take a look throughout the game. What was a fantastic game for Geneva from start to finish. Really dominant long possessions, AA, and they were able to make those count. Madison just wasn't able to get the job done, but they started off on the right trend here.
Yeah, it was a good start, and we thought we could see a little bit more of that. Over to Clark. The slant there, thought you had something now. Geneva offensively, you're going to see a ton of this. On the outside, there's Davis. A big run there.
This would be Proy's first touchdown ever. He went inside out. Almost got tackled there, stayed on his feet, and that's just the toughness of this quarterback. Slash running back, slash safety, slash do a little bit of everything. One of his 3 touchdowns, and this was the big play that really got the difference going and a lot of momentum on Geneva's side. Bryce Pete should be tackled here just past midfield, but he stays up, avoids that, gets through, and he gets around Alley on the back end and is able to get in for a 90-yard touchdown. They went into the half up 14-7 because of this. After this completion to Ricky DePetta.
And again, that was a good football. Yeah. That was a good football there.
Then you see Alley step up in a big way here for Madison at the end of the first half. A jump ball thrown up by Proy, and Alley, great position on the inside over Davis. He gets the interception, tries to get a bit of a return, not much going on that end, but they keep the score a one-possession game going into half. Madison starts with the ball, and they actually get a fumble in this third quarter. And again, you think, okay, momentum. It's only a one-score game still. They're going back and forth. But now this is where the mistakes come.
Yeah, look at 42 getting past the left tackle, and that disrupted the timing, and Geneva getting the turnover.
Caden Proy gets the interception. This is one touchdown run he had where it was easy. 1 yard, slower the shoulder, get in. And again, it's all Geneva from this point on. Here's DePetta who breaks through with another big gain, spun through.
The rest of the way, again, just second level. And just, I mean, you need multiple guys to make the tackle, but think about having to do that every single play.
And what a game for Bryce Pete, too. 19 carries, 185 yards, and this his second rushing touchdown of the evening. He also forced a fumble and got a fumble recovery. That actually may be what we're about to see now.
Yeah, this is the fumble right here. And again, never getting a clean handoff. And, you know, Madison did not help themselves either. You know, not playing a clean football game, and Geneva took advantage and scored right here.
And this is the final nail in the coffin. Yeah, Proy able to turn the corner and just dive into the end zone and get the job done. 35-7 is the final. AA, both these teams, as we mentioned, playoff aspirations. Where do they go from here?
Well, for Geneva, they needed this. I mean, hard to believe, but again, they were going to be on the road for most of these playoffs. But an impressive win. They were definitely excited. And they handle business across the board. And what you're looking for in Week 10, continue the momentum. Continue this momentum. Make sure everyone's healthy. You keep this aggressiveness, and you can make a deep run. We always talk, is this Geneva's year to finally make, you know, that deep run? And if we see that tonight, what we have saw tonight going forward, that's huge. And having the passing attack going as well, that's huge as well, because Geneva's going to need all of those phases. For Madison, it could go one or two ways. Either it will feel like the season's over, which is ridiculous because they're going to the playoffs still. Like, they're going to go to the playoffs. They should win next week, but they can either let this loss kind of demoralize them a little bit, or, hey, take this as a learning experience. Get back in the lab tomorrow morning, find a way to, quite honestly, demolish your opponent next week and get back the winning momentum going into the playoffs. So that's kind of where you go from here. But Geneva, Week 9, Lake Division Championship. Yeah. I know technically they didn't win it, but they're in the driver's seat to win it with this victory.
They hold that tiebreaker now over Madison if they both finish with one loss, but Geneva can just stamp it completely next week for the win here, because they will get Jefferson, I believe, next week. So excited for that matchup too in Geneva's corner, and they get the win tonight. The final 35-7 right here on CVC TV, your CVC TV player of the game. I'm going to switch it up a little bit because there's an obvious couple choices, but we're going to give the offensive line a lot of credit tonight. When you have 4 different players run for at or near 100 yards and all those different rushing touchdowns, I mean, you deserve a lot of the credit. We can give it to Bryce P, we can give it to Caden Proy, but that offensive line for Geneva deserves their flowers. They're getting it tonight, and Geneva gets the ultimate flower of being able to beat their rival for the last time in what could be a little bit of time here. We'll see when the schedule happens down the road. But nevertheless, again, the final 35-7 here from Madison Township. Hope you had a great night. We will catch you next week. Don't forget, it is Hawken, it is Perry, and it is a lot on the line in that ball game in Week 10 of high school football. We will see you then. Until then,
see a lot of offense next week.
Oh, my goodness. Have a great weekend, folks. We will see you next Friday right here on CVC TV.